So, hello and welcome to the Firestone Firecast. This is the second game of the evening. I've had to play around with the encoder settings, so I apologize to anybody who had to drop out and come back. But we have got another game, this time between Rich and Pond. Pond flying some Wookiees and Ben flying some Resistance, really strong list. So we're going to jump in and join Ben, Dom and Tim. And they can tell us about the lists. So, hello to Ben.
Hello.
Hi, Dom. He's not talking to me now. And hi, Tim.
Hello.
Has Dom run away?
He's hanging his head in shame.
Sounds good.
He wants you to know that the only reason he took that list is because you and Philip made him.
Makes for it. Makes for it. So,
I really enjoyed watching that list, to be fair.
Tim, firstly, congratulations on the first game.
Cheers, thank you.
Well played, well played. So, we were talking a bit about the lists. We'll go to Ponds in a second because nobody likes it.
The list
then,
not Pond.
Yes. So why don't you run through Rich's list for us and let us know what you think?
Do you want to do it, Ben, or should I?
No, you do it, Tim. I did it the last one, mate.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll start off with the main man, Mo Cobbin. So he's the new cheaper than generic PS1 A-Wing. So why would you not take Mo?
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, so his pilot ability is while a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 performs primary attack, if you're on defender's bullseye, defender rolls 1 fewer dice. And that's just a great free ability, essentially, or discount, to take that ability now. And obviously with Starbird Slash, which for a point is a nice little upgrade to have. I'm a little bit wary about not taking Heroic on A-Wings, although they have changed Heroic now, so it scales up with the number of green dice. I still think it's really good because it can help you, like that bad roll where you completely blank out. We have a Colossus Station Mechanic, which is the generic fireball, and we have the Thread Tracers, which have returned to the game in the latest batch's release. So it's a secondary attack, focus, calculate, target lock to use it, and essentially all friendly ships at range 1 to 3 can take target locks, and you'll see that work really well because that will essentially give the rest of the list the target lock if that comes off. We've got a couple of Blue Squadron rookies who are your generic T-70s, just with the S-foils. We've got Rose and Finn, both in their respective transport pods. Finn has got Heroic, so it's a very sort of skinny list. So with 6 ships means 6 shots, potential for the target locks. Finn can add dice and obviously then spend the target locks. There's some lovely target locks there. Yeah, and Rose gets rerolls, doesn't she, for the arc? So Rose will be the first one to shoot, so she doesn't actually care so much about missing the thread tracers. And then obviously everybody else can get thread tracers. And then there's potential for them, the enemy ships being lower agility due to either being slashed or in Mill's bullseye.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Now, Ben, do you want to run through Pond's list? Or do you want me to
It's
do
a very complex list.
it?
Don't know if I can manage to read it all. So we've got 4 of the Wookiees, generic initiative ones, all with afterburners, and one of them's got Leia. So Phil was actually talking about list on the cast the other night, so I'm interested to see how it goes, because the afterburners, I think the afterburners going to catch Rich off guard because he's not going to see it coming.
Oh, what cast is that, Ben?
The Sith Takers snapshots.
I really like your format because it's quite a shortened compared to some. So some guys are doing like 2.5 hours podcast, which can hurt my brain sometimes. But I like you guys do a lot more focused on things, which I think is quite cool.
Yeah, Tim keeps us in check.
Heavy amount of deleting just to trim it all down. But no, I mean, the format initially was obviously like 3 sort of 20-minute shows or so a week. But the strain of recording that much a week took its toll on myself and the rest of the cast. So we decided, certainly under lockdown, we'll just do one sort of more consolidated episode, and usually clock in about 40 minutes to an hour. But we try and obviously still stay on point and keep it fairly. Keep the content good.
Just a quick one, Saruf. Thank you for the gifts to the others in chat. That is a tier 1 sub to Milty, and a couple others it looks like. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for the support. So that's a Han Solo salute to you. So Pon's not here, so I can say that as much as I want.
Does he not like you saying it?
Neither Dom nor Pon do. And Dom's not paying attention either, so it's fine.
Is he listening now? Because I was going to say like the last game, but it's no fun if you don't hear me say it.
No, he's not listening. I don't think so. I think he stepped away for a minute after last game. Might be
Never mind.
but that's fine.
No fun.
So, the guys are going to have
So we've
fun.
got a nice Wookiee jousting block over here.
Yes, it is a bit of a scary thing to face. So the big trick about these is the afterburners. So obviously, we all know what a standard Azotuk does. It flies forward, has it reinforce or focus or whatever it feels like having, and just sits there with this massive wide 180-degree arc. The issue they always had was they weren't able to turn around. They don't really have that issue when they've got afterburners. Because a 3 hard with a bank boost means they can turn around pretty damn quickly.
That's definitely going to catch him off guard.
So it's a bit of a scary thing. And then, of course, he has Leia, which he can use to hard stop and still have his actions and get the range he wants. So it's quite a scary thing to face. I faced it with Rey and managed to kill 2 Wookiees for the rest of my list.
Really?
Yep.
So Leia is there just for the red stop, isn't it? Because there's no other red move.
Yeah, literally the red stuff. Just to catch people and go, oh, you think I'm going to be there? I'm not. I'm going to sit back for another turn.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how it works out in this game because it looks like Rich won the roll-off for first player and has made Pond go first. So, you will have to obviously use the afterburners or obviously use Leia before. And then several of Rich's ships have got reposition ability. So, obviously the Wookiees got big arcs, but we'll see. Be an interesting match.
It's been my one and only compliment towards Rich's, but he has flown this list or variations of this list for quite a long time. So he absolutely demolished me with this list. It's a lot more efficient than you first expect. It just looks like a hodgepodge of random resistance ships, but they all sort of pack a punch.
Nice. Who knows the number of seconds we need for the timer?
Next question.
Second.
Yeah, the timer's done in seconds, isn't it?
Well, we can work that out for you.
Oh, I'm going to have to do maths.
Oh,
I'm just going to ask Alexa. There you go, 4,500.
4,500, he says. Done.
hey! Oh, it's ticking.
All right, I got it.
Oh, he's knocking 2 seconds off to mess it up.
That will have a massive impact on the game. I mean, it could do, so I'm going to say anything.
If it comes down to the last turn, you've made one of them lose and it's your fault.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, once again, that we are back up and running. If you could please let your social groups know that we are up and streaming and with a smoother picture this time. Now that we've got some things sorted. But hopefully you can see the dice that's on the table and it will roll and do all the bits and pieces it needs to do.
So I've got the stream up as well and it looks much better.
Good.
Like it's not Oh, and the dice are on stream as well. Yeah, I can see him.
Look at me making things work.
That
Winning.
was cool. It looks pretty neat, nice and crisp as well, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't need full massive 1080p or anything crazy. Excellent, thank you, guys. Eric, is that what was that game? StarCraft. Is that a reference to StarCraft?
Yeah, it's a Zerg Rush.
Yeah.
I know no one else
Excellent.
said it a bit, but it's fine.
Hello, Dominic.
Wait, whoa. Since when did you become my mum?
I'm just gonna grab myself another drink. Be back in a mo.
That's cool. I'm going to start the poll up. So
Take
just
a
at the
minute,
top
I'll
of your
do it.
screen in the chat, you should be able to click on the drop-down menu and choose who you think.
We're just about to start, so as soon as I hit the timer, mate, we're good to go.
Go ahead.
You could have just pinged the map, Phil.
That would be sensible.
Muppet. He is such a muppet, bless him. I'm going to go and purposely vote for not Pond.
I mean, me too.
I mean, not just because it's not Pond, but also I think he loses this game.
No, I did just because it's not Pond. But I also think he might lose the game.
I mean, I think
Well,
I think he loses the game partly because it's him, and partly because I think Wookiees just get wrecked by this list. But we'll see what happens. The
That's a really
afterburners
interesting-
may come in use.
I guess the Richard's list, with it only having one agility, is quite likely to push damage through.
Yeah, Rich's list is just gonna put so much damage into those Wookiees because with the thread tracers kicking off and stuff, they'll all be double modded shots. It's reasonably accurate anyway.
So heroic on Finn. So he's not the mega accurate Finn, but he's still nasty.
It's
He's still solid.
Really
and
cheap,
then
but his ability's just good.
Rose is super solid as well with her ability triggering, and then you just got
Yeah.
the 3 dice guns of the T70s. And
Rose is amazing. I'm surprised we don't see more of her, to be honest.
oh, Rose is amazing, and Merle's just a massive pain in the ass. And if Merle just blocks those Wookiees and stuff as well, it's just like you've got no agility. Just die.
How many points is the list? It is 200 for
And it's 200 straight on the nose.
no, it's 199.
There's a Sashok, I think.
Oh, I thought it was 200.
Yeah, 199.
They
Fair.
both 199. There was a roll off, weren't there? So there must have been.
Pond's list.
But Wookiees with afterburners is super interesting. I mean, the fact that we all told him to put afterburners on them and he didn't come up with it himself is not the point.
I didn't, because I didn't want to tell him how to make Wookiees good.
I mean, Wookiees are good anyway.
I know.
I did tell him. Because Wookiees with afterburners is dumb. Although not quite as dumb as quad jumpers with afterburners. So one of the lists that I was potentially planning to put on instead of the Etters was 6 quad jumpers. One of them being Unkar with Tobias Beckett crew, and then all 6
I like
ships with afterburners.
Aren't they all the same price now as well?
Yeah, because
That's ridiculous.
they finally realised that the generic is the best one. So why is people going to pay points for named rubbish ability?
Yeah.
So Unkar's not bad because he can end up helping track the large base ships and stuff like that, which is quite amusing.
Quad jumpers have a special place in my heart for 2 reasons. I've got one that Jason painted up and modified to look a bit more like Spider-Man for me.
Nice.
But when we first started doing YouTube videos, Colin tractor beams Will's bobber forward, and then he flies off the table. And the picture on the card on the YouTube channel, we haven't chosen it; it just it is. So sad.
Amazing.
And that's the picture I've chose for when he phones me.
Amazing.
I'm just
Well, we
thinking on
used
my
to
screen,
do-
looking from behind the Wookiees here from their left hand side, looking over at all these ships, going, "Oh dear God."
Yeah, it's just because they're missing an AP5 and they're sad about it. No one else is.
Is that let's not fit anymore? I've not looked.
No, Wookiees went up 2 points each.
But it's good. No one wants the Wookiees to be too good again.
No.
I mean, it would kind of be justice if Rich lost to the Wookiees because he used to fly triple Wookiees at the end, towards the end of 1.0.
Yeah.
It's because he's a boring person.
Who's TGDX? Do you know?
TGDX. Ben, say hello. I don't know who it is.
Okay, so who is this Ben lad on chat? He knows nothing.
But I don't usually have Twitch chat up because my laptop couldn't handle it. But now Tim's lent me the new laptop. I've actually got 2 laptops up, so I've got the chat and the stream up.
I'm such a nice man.
If I'm watching Twitch on my Xbox, I'll open up my phone, open up the same stream, and just put it as chat only. And use my phone just for the chat.
I've got my phone up with just the chat on.
Oh,
Just to pay attention.
actually,
Have you worked it out, Ben?
I think that might be a shock, actually.
Oh, it could be. I know he was watching.
I know he is because he's here. We've been chatting.
So, do you think Pond's going to go all the way around the outside of the
Oh,
obstacles?
no, it's not.
I don't think that's how fuck.
No, it's not. Is it David Wynn?
I don't know. You'll have to
Wait
tell
for
you.
him to answer on the chat. Hope it is. If it is Dave, congratulations, mate. He's having a boy. He's just found out today. So that's quite nice.
I mean, I don't know you and you don't know me, but I'll say congratulations as well anyway. So
Yeah, it's a cool.
If there anyone's watching who's playing in the Wretched Hive League of the Sith Takers League, can you please hurry up and play your games?
Well, they've
No.
got till Sunday anyway.
Oh no, they may be all done actually.
Even if the games are finished, you're still not getting a draw till Sunday.
I was going to say Ben's not going to do it quickly.
3, 4, 5,
I mean,
6.
Played
I'm
my
supposed-
game. I was well quick on my game.
Well, I think I'm playing mine tomorrow night. I can lose another game of X-Wing tomorrow. This is good. Getting well.
Pretty much, we do still have our poll up. As you can see at the bottom of the screen there.
Is it 100% against Pond?
I mean, there's at least 2 people who have voted for Pond.
Is one of them
One
Kieran?
of them Pond.
I think it might be Minty and Sir Wolf.
'Cause I was going to say, like, Kieran is Pond's, like, groupie fan. Which is very cute. Makes Pond happy.
And then the one and only Phil is his nemesis.
Yes, Phil, who appears occasionally on a podcast, as opposed to Pond, who appears on our podcast. Or, I said podcast.
I was going to say, we don't have a podcast, but that's fine.
No, I don't have time to do that sort of thing. Editing, what's that?
I mean, you could just do one without editing.
No,
But if it was just you and Pond chatting, then that would be interesting.
no.
Minty wanted to clarify that you voted for the list and not Pond.
You voted for the list. Okay. Yeah, all right.
And Kieran literally made me laugh out loud, but that's okay.
I mean, to be fair, was it top 32, top 16?
Top 32 of the UK System Open?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is technically accurate.
Oh, we've all been there.
I was like, yeah. I was like, is it?
I did it at Nationals. I didn't do it at System Up.
And that was
That was 1.0, which doesn't count apparently.
and that was Nimranda, so that didn't count. It's not 1.0, it was Nimranda. which mate did not count.
I'm not sure the joust through the rocks here is great for Rich. We might get some shots here onto blue with the blue T70 from those front two rookies. I say front two, nearest two. Yes, Kieran, you're absolutely correct. At the current time, until we have another system open, Pond is technically one of the best players in the UK. As is Dom, for that matter.
Can we not say you got the sympathy vote?
I mean, I totally scrubbed out the UK system open, but I had a
Same
great
here,
time.
last year I did awful. But I also had a really good time. It looks like two of the Wookiees are going to get a shot, maybe. I'm not sure about that front one.
I think brown and yellow. I think we'll have a shot into. Oh, I see what you mean. The angle.
Very close, actually. But I've got down.
No, that's out.
Yeah, I think it is
That is
out.
out. It's just yellow. Oh, red might have range though, and green might have range.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think they all might have a shot into blue.
Oh, if the Colossus is
Isn't it?
just out, green is going to be out. So it's going to be down to mechanics. Not the mechanics. Oh, red just out. Green.
Just out. Oh, that's
Just out.
by a pixel, isn't it?
Wow.
Did you see that? Did you zoom in and have a look? Oh, that was crazy close. It's got the colossal.
TGDX, whoever it is, just found out Rich Polly is flying for Sith Takers. Can I change my vote to Firestorm? Yes, Garo, it does make me the worst Miranda player in First Edition. So Orange taking early damage card there and taking a structural damage. Orange, no, Colossus Mechanic. Oh,
Oh, that's not what he wants, is it?
nope.
It's not great, but I mean, it would be even worse if something like weapon failure had just come out there.
But he's missing a key upgrade on that ship.
The what? Advanced Fire War.
The
Well, that's one.
R5, is it?
Dead Man Switch.
Yeah.
That's it.
We've got losing a shield here, I think.
Oh, wow. That's why I
Yeah.
get confused.
Because that one should be. So a green and a blue T70, and I don't. Okay. Losing a shield.
Just 3 hits out of hand from the T70. I just realised that I was talking and I
You're muted,
my
right?
microphone muted. Yeah, it's all good.
2 shields off yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, and a damage card. I thought Rich was taking a bad trade there, but that sort of evened it out a bit, I think.
Yeah, taking 2 damage but for 3 into the yellow Wookiee definitely is a better engagement for Rich than for Pond. Definitely.
Wookiees aren't exactly in the best spot. I guess they can just turn or bank a little bit and keep their big arcs. They're probably going to get a shot.
I think
Yeah.
did he not check the arc with the Colossus Mechanic?
Yeah.
It was out of range.
Was
did,
it?
yeah.
The angles.
Yeah, no, I thought that might be the case. I didn't see it check. Fair enough.
I had a weird one up against Carson Ray where he had just Pava shooting unobstructed, and due to the way the arc was, my shot back with Ray at range 1 was obstructed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, closest point, and when you're measuring ranges, you measure to the edge of the base, whereas the arc actually comes a few millimeters inside, isn't it?
Well, I think the weirdest one I had on TGS was 2 ships right in front of each other parallel. One of them was range 1 and one of them was range 2, apparently, according to TGS.
It'd be weird going back to playing real X-Wing because we're getting pretty lazy.
I'm really looking forward to Real X-Wing. I might
I
be able to
am.
judge where a rock is.
I'm not looking forward to sorting out bumps.
I'm not looking forward to having to mark ships again.
So what does Pond do here? How does he get around? Does he spread out?
If I was Pond, I would do reasonably fast maneuvers and have afterburner options to just try and get out of some of the shots that he's going to get coming in.
Do
Yeah,
you think he
'cause
does banks or
Need
hard
rock.
turns here? Because I would have thought
No, go
hard
on.
turn. Well, I was saying he probably wants to do the hard turns to bring the arcs around. Because if he ends up going forwards, because this is what Rich Polly is obviously trying to do is obviously trying to get behind those arcs.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think with
Red and green are in good position. Sorry.
Rich's position, he hasn't got many options because those rocks towards Richard's board side are just blocking all his turns, really.
yeah. I mean, that brown Wookiee can do like a 3 hard and afterburner boost back towards that rock, which causes problems because I think if Rich is planning to 2 hard or something, the blue T70 in between those 2 rocks, there's a chance that it might catch him. Have a bump effect.
So we get a layer.
He's using a layer. So you're just going to full stop with all the ships then? No.
No.
You're just going slow.
Was he going to red stop? Maybe red and green.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
red
bump.
and green have red stopped.
Yeah. So their stop's white and they just take actions. And yellow, the ship that's already damaged, he decided to bump. Probably unintentionally.
I think in real life, though, that probably would have fit because of the wiggle
Yeah,
room.
you get. And also, you know how to set up your ships better.
Yeah,
Yeah, whereas, yeah, if Pond had just gone really fast with all his ships, like 3 banks with brown and yellow, and then afterburner, and then just 3 forwards and afterburner with green and red, neither of those 2 T70s would have had a shot this time.
That's what I would have expected.
So,
And it puts real pressure on Rose.
yeah, and Finn. It really pressurizes the 2 pods. And yeah, okay, the T70s and stuff, and then behind the Wookiees. But with the ability to layer full stop, you've got the options to force them to shoot past you again. And you've also, with the afterburners, you've got the options to turn and boost round, which gets you arcs back on. And I also think keeping the Wookiees together is a mistake. I think you split them up and have your fire arcs a bit wider and stuff. Not like massively out wide, but just split a bit and use your firing arcs to cover multiple angles rather than all cover in the same angle.
I mean, there's a real possibility. I mean, I think you probably lose the yellow Wookiee this turn. It's whether or not, obviously, Pond can perhaps take a T70 with him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the yellow Wookiee probably dies, and
What's he doing?
the closest station mechanic is I2.
Yep.
Yeah. So, was
assuming-
Rose out?
Yeah, Rose is out. I'm assuming
Yeah.
he's going to thread tracer
Yeah.
into yellow. Because it'd be 3 red dice versus with a focus versus 2 with no mods. Liam, is this a dissection of how Pond has already let the Firecast down? Maybe. I mean, Rich has definitely got the better of the engagement, for sure.
Well, they're all going to be lock focus, aren't they? If this Colossus hits with this thread treasure.
Yeah. He's going for red. Okay. He's going to try and remove a full health Wookiee with Leia. Seems sensible.
I think I would still want to get a gun off the table for certain. I mean, I suppose we could always shoot at range 1 with just focus and not worry so much.
Well, it hits. The 3 hits out of hand hits regardless. He's just going to measure the range 3. So it's, yeah, both D70s and I'll get the locks.
Because what I'm thinking is if he doesn't kill a Wookiee this turn, that's bad for Rich.
Yeah.
So I mean, I perhaps would have been a bit more conservative and perhaps gone into the yellow. I mean,
Yeah,
we'll see.
kill
We'll see.
Cam.
We'll see. Well, it takes a quarter of his firepower off the table, and you know when he's got 6 ships versus 4, you know that could be massive.
Finn.
Obviously, rolling 3 hits there helps. Double evade from the Wookiee.
Yeah, it was Finn. So Finn took the strain to add the eyeball. But only taking 1 from that is very fortunate for Pond.
I mean, unless Rich was always planning to shoot green and blue T70s into the yellow Wookiee without target locks, and save the target locks for a future turn.
What?
Because you might see like Talon rolls or something.
Yeah.
Not quite sure why he's shooting Finn.
Because Finn's strained with no tokens. So Pond just rolls hit, crit out of hand.
No,
Reroll the crit because it's
in
out
the
of the
box.
table to another hand.
Yeah.
To another hand. Geez, to another hit. So it's just 3
3
damage
on Finn.
straight into Finn.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I take it back.
Yeah, when he's got no tokens and he's strained, it's a decent chance of doing damage to him. And again, Pond just needs to remove ships off the board as quick as possible. Doesn't really matter which ships at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it goes after Finn again. 2 hits. Gets 1-3. Rich kills Finn.
Wow. Okay, clearly I know nothing about X-Wing.
No,
It's-
I mean,
it's-
that Septive co-pilot, missing off Finn then.
I think
Yeah,
he
I
kind of
mean, in
left
this
Finn out
list-
on his own, though, hadn't he?
He did, and in this list, Finn is a super reliable shot compared to others. He's more likely to get 3 hits on that than he is on a T70. And yeah, Pond's goal is literally just to remove ships as quick as possible because he needs to.
Yeah.
That's interesting. He's now shooting green with the T70. Oh no, green shooting the T70.
Yeah. So
2 more shields. So shields down on blue.
blue, wasn't it? Yeah. So shields down, yeah.
Into blue again. Range 2. Just the 1. Yeah. So shields down T70. The Colossus has taken a couple, and a dead Finn. Yeah, Rich really needs to remove the Wookiee.
This is it. Three shots into yellow with
Yeah,
focus
keep-
tokens.
Yeah, keep your target locks for another turn. Because you can K-turn / Tanner roll and stuff this turn. I mean, the Wookiees can still full stop because the last one was with Leia.
Yeah.
And I would expect the back 2 to stop again.
I would. I'd expect Brown to do like a 3 hard or something. Into the rocks. But Merle's going after yellow.
Yeah, I think that's right call with this shot.
Just the 1.
Yeah, no advanced optics. Oh,
And
evades.
Pond screen
It's a
dice,
leaf.
doing Pond green dice things. That's 3 evades for 3 dice so far, Pond. I will point out that Pond's dice are stupid. And we'll continue to mock about it.
Yeah, so he's taking the range
Taking the
1
range
shot
one.
here. Yeah.
Sensible.
Let's do
Oh,
this.
It's unfortunate.
wish he had a target lock.
Yeah.
So
two,
he's
though.
down to 2.
Yeah, he's got 2
So
left.
He's got another range 1 shot coming in.
Yeah, it should
Oh,
kill him.
Be surprised if it survives, but I'd laugh my head off.
oh, don't say it. Don't say that.
It's,
Okay,
it's
it's dead.
It's dead.
it's
It's
dead.
dead.
just is enough.
But yeah, I mean that's it. Like with these sort of lists, it is like a damage race, and you know if Rich could take a Wookiee off a turn, you know he wins the game.
Someone's asked on the stream chat if you could mark who's got first player.
I can't
Probably
see
on the
Pons. I've
overlay.
got- Yeah, no, I've got it on the wrong side.
I think he said
Yeah,
it's
you-
showing both or something.
You've currently got it on both sides, Nick. That's
There
fine.
we go. Done.
Someone's put Phil has skill with the dice.
That is Tavern Wars.
You got Kieran, legendary rolling. Well, I guess me.
I think if it were me, so I would stop with green and move in with red because that kind of stops the one forward. If the T70 decides to do a one forward,
Yeah.
that seems bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he needs. I mean, he needs to be trying to block, which he isn't doing at the moment.
Yeah, so leaving the green there to block the 4K just in case they jump behind.
Now, if Rich could somehow get Merle to fly over that Wookiee, or possibly get Merle in the bullseye, oof. Get rid of that green dice.
Mhm.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, I think definitely you want to try and get block blue with red so that blue at least can't shoot. Because if they just slow roll up and just unload anything, then red is going to die this turn.
That's definitely the fear.
I mean, the one thing that I have noticed with Pond flying this is he very rarely tries to block people. So it'll be interesting to see what choices he makes.
I wouldn't even want to see a 3 hard from brown here. Stop from green and 1 bank in from red. That would be my thoughts.
So will Pond should stick to Scum or maybe try the Separatist Fires Raise.
He has been doing both of those things.
Has he actually tried the Separatist Fires Raise yet?
I think he did. I think he put him on table against.
Or did GC
somebody.
just? Well, I knew he flew one against me the other day. But did GC just talk him out of it?
Maybe. I thought we'd played a couple of games with it. So, while we have a bunch of people watching and the guys are still setting dials, thank you for everyone who does like, subscribe, follow, all that sort of thing. Remember, you can use your Twitch Prime subs for free, obviously to help out the channel and support us. It allows us to do things like this and have fun and stream and have the dice cam, etc., where they have left dice in the tray. Let's get those out now. Thank you. Dom, you're on dice duty.
I want to watch GC. If you think I'm paying any attention, then that seems like you.
But we really appreciate all the support that we get at Mix and Masters, and we're really looking forward to getting back to real tabletop and showing you guys some more events and more games.
Apparently, your voice is deceptively deep for someone so small. It's just because he's always really far away.
I think I reached my adult height at about 12 and just stayed there. Adult height and voice depth, all at 12. Just stayed there forever.
That's Darren, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's a bad man.
Oh, apparently your mental age as well, Nick. You forgot that. Cormac just wanted to.
I think that's closer to 15. No, I'm gonna have to remove that.
That's also Darren.
It is. This is.
If I can remove it, it's an interesting thing.
Okay.
I think on our stream it's like Tim's got a profanity filter put up.
Well, thing is, that's not really profanity, is it? I just prefer it wasn't discussed. Technically speaking, it's a scientific term.
Looks like he's tried to maybe get the block in there.
Yeah, well, that's what he needed to do with Brown.
Yeah,
needed
but
to
he hasn't blocked the 4K from blue.
No, but the T70s are probably going to Talon roll to do anything and go after Brown. So, I mean, they're not bad choices. I expect blue probably tries the K turn or Talon roll himself. No, he's just gone 3 yard. Okay, interesting choice. Definitely a choice I wouldn't have done with blue.
I'm not surprised Rich doing something stupid.
Well, I mean, I guess he felt he had to
Oh,
obviously do the focus action
Bumped
there. Maybe.
himself.
Yeah, I mean, green might have bullseye on Mel.
No, I think he's just out.
So look. Oh yeah, I think I agree.
Hi, James.
I do think Holland has got this better than Rich this time.
Yeah, it's at least 2 of Rich's ships can't shoot, and the rest will be divided. Like only 2 of them can shoot red.
Mm.
They want to use their target locks. I mean, he may not care too much, but
No, he's just going to try and put as much damage into a ship as possible, right?
yeah,
Which is probably, well, red or green. He gets the same number of shots into. Going into red where he's got the locks.
yeah. Because I guess the Colossus mechanic at least can use the target lock there for the range 1 shot. Oh,
Doesn't
well,
need
that's
it.
decent. Well, Rose would have got her rerolls, wouldn't she, for the arcs?
And spend his
Oh,
focus
yes,
token.
yes.
Yeah.
Good choice.
To take nothing.
I'm still confused with Rich's mill move here.
Yes.
Well, unless he didn't want to block the Colossus mechanic, I guess. Wow.
Oh, angry mechanic.
Good red dice. And Pond's green dice being equally good. So it just takes the 2 shots.
Oh yeah, there you should.
But I don't think anything else can shoot the red Wookiee this turn.
No, don't think so.
That can shoot the Colossus through the rock if it wants.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you just remove the Colossus, gets rid of the second
I
thread
think
tracer?
that's probably the more sensible shot.
It's got structural damage and needs to do 4 damage to it.
And the
Mm,
other 2
God.
can shoot it as well.
Yeah, the other 2 also can. And then, yeah, you shoot your Brown first into the Colossus. And then you got the option to follow through. And
was
if
the
one
range?
of the 2, I think.
Range 1.
Yeah,
Oh,
Range
one.
1. Yeah.
So, Pond
In the
fade
box.
into
Someone
red
said he
dice.
spent the green? No. He spent the focus of green when it was red shot.
No, yes. So green's got the focus.
No,
on
he
its
spent
place.
the focus on red. Because that's the one
Yeah.
that was getting shot.
I was just reading the chat.
That was,
Oh, I
that
just
was
blanked out.
an unlucky roll from the Wookiee. He's still got a reasonable chance to kill the Colossus with the other 2 shots.
Hmm.
And that is the shot you should take. Whether he takes it or not, we don't know.
Yeah, I think he puts both shots into Colossus and just try and kill it and remove another ship from the board.
If he's really
That's
lucky
what-
green, he'll just kill the Colossus. That is
Yeah.
doable.
That's what he's going for. So
Hitting
turn
a
a crit.
crit, it's a good start.
Spends
So
his
spend a
focus.
focus, take hit crit.
All sensible. And then you go for it again.
And that is a console fire.
Fire.
Yeah, it's got 2 health left. Just shoot it again. 4 red dice versus 1 green.
Merla's not in the bullseye now.
Should kill it. You weren't listening. Me and Tim agreed that was probably the case.
No, I was answering the chat.
Fair. Yeah.
Ooh. He
That's
hasn't
not
got a focus. No focus there.
Yeah, he doesn't have a focus, so that's incorrect.
Still 1 damage.
Yeah, but he's going to take the ship off.
Start.
Red didn't have the focus token to spend. So the Colossus is alive on 1. There you go.
Judge.
So I was a little unlucky, I think, to not kill the Colossus that turn.
Yeah, I'm surprised it survived.
But it's not a bad position to be in.
And with a console fire, which he may just die to anyway.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, he could turn to the left now, do a big hard turn to the left, and just fix the console fire. Essentially, that's what I did in game 1, wasn't it?
Which is definitely what you should do. Just
Yeah.
turn out, fix the console fire, come back in, and thread tracer again. If one doesn't get the shot with the Wookiees.
You clearly don't know Rich very well.
So one forward bump.
I mean, on my ships, I'm like, that's fine.
But Leia recharges to full at the end of this turn, doesn't it?
Mhm. Yep, I missed it last round, so yes.
Yeah, because it will recharge
He
out.
didn't use it this turn. It was the turn before, wasn't it? Yeah, he red stopped the turn before this, so it should be on charge 2 at the end of this. No, Leia's not full.
No, okay.
It's already on 2.
It must have just turned it.
Zoomed it.
No. Okay.
I still think a stop here from Brown isn't bad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just full stop with Brown. Even a full stop with Green's not terrible.
Be interested to see what red does. I mean, it'd be nice to see like a hard 2 or something from Merle here. That might just be able to slash red. We'll see.
No, I
Although,
think he's too far away.
Actually, think about it. I don't think you actually want to slash this, because with the arcs of the Wookiees, you'd end up strained Merle.
Well, if it was me, red would be doing a 3 bank.
Yeah.
And then I'm expecting the blue T70 to Talon or K10.
Yeah. Because he's got the locks already, hasn't he, on the red?
Yeah.
And red's a good target to try and take out, because then you're eliminating.
Yeah, it gets rid of the layer.
Also, it's shields then already.
But it is Rich, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, Pond should also probably look at doing things like reinforce actions at some point, but he has chosen to ignore that so far. So,
He isn't a coward and he's choosing violence.
I mean, if both players are doing suboptimal moves, what do you make fun of?
High level X-Wing is low level X-Wing. Does that Kashyyyk number 4, the brown one, does he hard 3 around the rock? Like that?
Oh,
Never mind.
That's what he's done. It's not a bad option.
To say to block Rose.
It's not a bad option. I did not expect that to
Nicely
fit.
done.
Yeah, I did not expect that to fit. Goes back to I want to be back on an actual table so I can judge distances again. That'd be brilliant. Red did do the 3 bank though.
Yeah, I don't think you boost from it.
Darren is correct. Low level X-wing does also look like low level X-wing.
Accurate.
The K turn everyone saw.
You did a K turn?
But you didn't
With
see that coming.
Blue T70. The red then also has a nice shot on that. Ends up bumping Mel.
I don't think that one's got a shot there either. It's not a bad bump.
Well, Brian has a shot on green.
Well, the green Wookiee has a shot on green.
I'll say that.
Yeah, so Mel has jumped over.
That is a very happy place from roll to some degree.
It's pretty good.
Well, that
He chose not
that
to start
Wookiee's
like
now not got. Actually, both Wookiees now have no agility.
Yep. And she chose not to start bow slash because he doesn't do because they don't have the agility anyway.
Yep. Oh, not. Well, he's.
Yep.
Did he
Yeah, the
force
Colossus just ran in.
it? Did he bump? Did he? No, he's doing
Yeah,
focus.
and then he just focused. So
He does
didn't
shoot.
I'll
first.
laugh, mate. I'll laugh so hard if it dies on the console. Suppose it gets shot anyway.
he does get to shoot anyway. Maybe that's what he's going for. Just do as much damage as he can with it, and if it dies to the 33% chance or whatever it is, then it just dies.
Yeah, and
It
the
can
other Wookiee could
float.
shoot it anyway, couldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because Brown probably kills the Colossus if the Colossus doesn't die. And then do red and green just red? I mean, red probably
Console fire.
shoots.
What did the green X-wing bump into?
Bumped into Merle. The
Oh.
console fire did kill the Colossus, so cool.
Zombie kill.
But it's just going to put 3 dice into 0 agility.
Double
Wookiee.
modded as well.
Oh yeah.
Probably a good thing.
Can somebody stop pondering that dice, please?
Yeah, I'm trying to get off him.
Nudge it out. He's grabbed it back. No. Oh, Rich has got nothing. Oh no, he's got 2.
He's got 2.
That's it though, and that's just 2 damage. Good old Merle.
It's empty.
Minus
damage.
I did. I pinged Merle and then pinged the damage deck after just stealing green dice out of his floating virtual hand.
It's like a naughty child. You just slapped him out of his hands like, no, no.
Yeah, that's basically pond all over. So Colossus is gone. So Brown probably just hits Rose. Take the range 1 shot. Or maybe he goes into the green T70 as he's got 2 shots into the T70. And he's
Yeah, I
got
think going to green.
no red dice.
Although
no green
Rose
dice.
is no Ruru. She will. She get 2.
Huh?
How many Rose gets 3 rolls, right?
Yeah, but only for
In the defender's arc, the
No.
attacker's arc in here on.
Friendly ship in the attack arc.
Yeah,
so
so she's
2.
got 1. 2.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, they're friendly ship ones.
yeah, and
I
she
knew
gets
what I
it.
meant.
So yeah, I think he should have shot the T70.
Yeah. T70 make way more sense.
Where he's got the multiple shots into it. The red T70's just got the red T70. The red Wookiee's got to go for the blue T70.
That's range 1.
Which you went
Somebody's
for.
phone is beside a microphone.
It won't be me. The only people that talk to me are already here. So
Yeah, you
Yeah,
might as well
spend the
spend it
focus.
because you've got no defense dice anyway.
Yep.
yeah,
So Rich is definitely taking the crit.
takes it
Taking the
all.
hit and the
Takes it
crit.
all. Could
2
be that
hits
decent.
and a crit. Could be.
Direct.
is.
It
Direct.
is.
Oh,
Still gets to shoot. So it still gets to shoot. So
This game's a
could burn
bloodbath.
down. Could burn down that red Wookiee.
Remember Rich saying he needed to fly, not the last game, or he'd turn into a pumpkin.
Yes.
Turns out he turned into a pumpkin on the second game. Oh, Jesus.
Only 2 hits now.
How was it look like 3 on mine?
There's some definite beef getting thrown around the chat at the minute.
Just double natural evade. These Wookiees are they're struggling to put damage through at the moment. No, 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 no. Go away. No. Okay.
I believe that's the dead Wookiee. Oh, another direct hit.
Is that
You need
that is a
to
dead
put-
Wookiee?
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the direct,
need another
yeah, the
damage
direct,
card.
yeah, direct hit just killed it.
Yeah, because you took hit, crit, and then there was a stop
Yeah,
button in. No pond. If you did it correctly the first time, I wouldn't need to button.
Rich realised it's dead.
But it's funnier our way. Literally just told him that.
Okay. It's distracting. Well, do it properly the first time. You'll be fine. So 1 shield on green. From Merle, I take it.
Cheeky.
Mel have a shot on green? What was the 2 dice that just shot the green Wookiee from?
I didn't see it.
Not sure.
Player rolled
rolling-
3
It's
dice.
rolling a
and got
green
3
dice
hits.
again.
Fine.
Blinded pilot.
But
Oh,
what did he take the 3 dice shot from before that?
the blue one.
Oh, did Mel kill the?
Mel
Different-
must have killed.
Mel must have killed Rad, and then
I
that's-
suppose that makes sense because that's his only shot.
yeah.
So 1 full health Wookiee, 1 burning Wookiee,
Yeah, 1 half
Against-
Wookiee.
a full T70 Merle, and a full Rose.
Yeah.
That's not game over.
It's not.
27 points in it.
Should probably just full stop with green.
Maybe a 1 bank. 1 bank towards Rich's side of the board.
I mean, that is like the most unhelpful statement known to man. Because a straight goes towards Rich's side of the board. So a 1 bank
Fair.
could be either way
Sorry.
based on that statement.
1 bank down the screen based on the camera.
Yeah.
Forgot it was spinning around this.
Probably. He hasn't used afterburners once this game.
We're going to see a 3 hard from Brown try and miss that rock. I'm not sure a 3 bank does miss that rock. But
3 hard. Might. And you can still afterburners whether you hit the rock or not.
what about you guys? What are we going to see from Rich this time? Tim? Ben?
Sorry, I've just been to the toilet. I'm just catching up where we're up to. I tried to be sneaky about
Caught
it.
you out there.
Sorry, I was just.
I mean, I usually just go in my pants, so it's fine.
I was just wondering what you reckon is going to be happening from Rich Cistern.
I mean, so Merle stressed, but I think a nice free bank is probably what I would look to do as an A-wing player. Ark's already to the rear. Because what Merle needs to do now, Merle will be quite happy just chipping away at a Wookiee from range 2 and 3. If a Wookiee gets a range 1 shot on Merle, then Merle could be sad. They don't like 4 red dice attacks.
Oh, Hexile Gaming has just joined in. Hello, Hexile. Good to see you.
Ooh.
Along with a bunch of his mates.
Interesting. Would be interesting to see what Merle does now, because if Merle's done the hard 2, that could be blocked here. Ooh, that's
Oh.
nice. Nice move there. Okay, and yeah, that's a decent move as well. Not getting shot. Take a focus. Shoot out the bum.
But gun.
Yeah.
Easy to stay behind, stay safe.
I am going to be good if we do see one afterburn charge spent.
Hexile Gaming said Deathwing's going to make a copyright claim on these afterburner Wookiees. I'm pretty sure he'll lose the claim, but sure. Deathwing wouldn't be grudges anyway.
No.
Did Rich really just check Rose's Ark?
Yes.
What world is he living in?
I mean, it's the right thing to do.
I mean, it's a thing to do. Whether it's the
Yeah.
right thing is separate. What's he going to go for?
Assuming he's going to shoot Rose.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd be shooting green.
I'd be shooting
I would.
T70.
Rose just got a reroll as well there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one reroll with the focus two. She's
She's not going to die, is she?
No,
not going to take anything, probably.
no, it's definitely going to take
She
something.
hasn't got a
Oh, too soon.
Takes one.
Takes a shield.
Clink, clink, clink.
So, just out of curiosity, how is Pon's singing voice?
Not good.
I mean, his normal voice isn't so good.
True story.
It's just going to be 1 damage, isn't it? Because he's got the reinforced rear.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then 4 red dice
Green
with a
got
target.
3
lock.
left. So he needs all paint now, doesn't he?
Oh, that's pretty damn good. This is going to hurt.
Oh, that's him dead no matter what.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, I'll tell a lie.
No,
Definitely.
rolls the
dead.
evade.
2 crits in that.
Just takes 2 crits. Because the reinforced gets rid of 1. So he takes 2 crits.
Yeah. Disable
Disable
power
power
regulator.
regulator.
Damage sensor array.
Okay.
So I'd expect him to die next turn. Since he can only focus. I'll give it up to Pon for being prepared. He's actually got another list. The same list spawned on the same side, ready to do something wrong.
Tavern was check if Phil is okay. His dice are off. Can the Brown take on all 3?
Phil's not even playing.
No, you're right. Ponder's playing.
Pon has the voice of an angel.
Do you think Rose does like a hard turn here and probably focuses on green, and maybe like the T70 needs to perhaps maybe Talon roll and come around with Merle and go into the brown Wookiee?
That's what I would do. You don't need to send that T70 after the
I guess there's pretty quite a bit of risk that the green Wookiee could just red stop there anyway, so you don't really want to go chasing after it with the green T70.
That's exactly what he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'm more surprised that Pond did something that we all thought was correct.
Boost rotate. No, rotate. Don't focus.
He's worried about the.
Well, I suppose
thing,
I don't actually know. I get it. You don't need to take damage.
No, he's blocked the T70. Okay.
Would the evade rotate have been better or not?
No, I mean, I personally would always do focus actions. You're rolling 3 dice, so the chance you're going to roll some focus.
I'm sure someone did a thing and statistically you're better off taking an evade on 3 greens.
Yeah.
I'm sure the chat will let me know in a second.
Oof. So this is Rose firing some heat.
Into green.
Doesn't she have a reroll?
She should. But it doesn't matter.
Yes, she just doesn't need it.
And
No,
then there
Darryl.
was one Wookiee.
Yeah, and Daryl, I can ignore your smut for as long as possible. Push up.
Get up. Cat's trying to make me crisps.
They're saying yes, an evade is slightly better than a focus on 3 dice.
See, I know these things, I just never do it when I'm playing.
I mean,
I think it's probably because I'm used to doing it with advanced optics A-wing. So I guess you take the focus that if they have it left, then they can also spend it on attack.
Yeah. Pond is going to continue to shoot at Rose.
Ooh.
That's good. It's 3 rolls here. That's 2
You
rerolls.
should get 1 reroll, shouldn't you?
2.
Oh no, sorry, ignore me.
The Wookiee.
Oh, disrespect.
This is where the arc of the Wookiee is actually a drawback.
But if Pond had actually shot the T70 with the same dice rolls, the T70 would be close to dead, or if not dead by now.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to telling him afterwards?
Yes.
I mean, it would be quite sad.
I mean, I'm holding on to asking Rich why he bumped Mill into his own ship. It was going to be.
So then, one Wookiee versus the world. Well,
Say hello to Mr. Sutcliffe as well. He's just jumped in the chat.
Well, he's got to see his list going on.
I know his list's here. He needs to see how it does.
All right, Ben. So what am I playing against then?
A droid swarm.
Oh dear God.
Because I knew you'd bring Ray. And I thought, if Ray,
What have I got with Ray?
What do you mean, oh dear
some
God?
A-Wings.
No.
That's what I assume.
He's got 2 Colossus Station mechanics with Dead Man's Wedge, which are hilarious against the droid swarm.
I couldn't remember what he said his list was at the Lima Open, but I just remembered Ray, and I thought Ray doesn't like Discord missiles.
No, Ray does not like droids.
But it'll be fine.
No, but no. I was just about to read Darren's post aloud, but I realised that a lot of people probably may not have
Right,
seen it.
I've already said if we have any spoilers in the chat, you are going to get taken out.
No, I just deleted it, so it's fine.
Yeah, I've not watched it yet. Me and my missus usually watch it tonight, but playing with toys.
Spaceships.
It's not quite spaceship. I was going to say playing spaceships, and I was like, well, they're not real spaceships.
Ooh.
You realise they aren't real spaceships either.
They are in my head.
So Rose has done the K turn here. Doesn't really care if she dies. I'll try and land some damage.
What did the
Oh,
Wookiee
and
take?
that's crit 2 hits.
2 shields on the Wookiee.
Oh, Jesus.
Did the Wookiee bump?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so. But into the back of the green T70 before it hits K turn.
It's all right. He's going to shoot Rose again.
Which is just the.
Well, I mean,
You're so mad at him.
Hit crit.
Yeah.
2. Did Rich roll dice?
Yeah,
No,
you
he-
can do it now.
You just put a nice flame
Preemptively.
effect.
I do like that.
Reroll them both.
Bet you.
You can only reroll one
Why can you only reroll one?
because it's other ship. There's only one other ship in the attack route.
I just
okay.
popped him though.
Yes.
So
But Rose taking down the shields has done some good work because now there's Merl and the T-70 can
But alone can beat the Wookiee.
certainly from this position.
Just the one.
Advanced optics sadness.
Takes it.
Yeah, Pond's green dice are definitely not rolling as well as they usually do.
They started off okay.
Hey,
didn't they?
has he actually rolled that
Early
dice?
shot.
I think he's
I don't know.
struggling. There we go.
They just take. That's not good. Yeah, first damage guys. So 5 health left.
It's a T-70 shot now. There we go. Take it. That's range 2.
Yeah.
Just the 1. Nothing.
Takes the one.
It's half. I'm super disappointed that Pond hasn't even thought about using afterburners once in this game.
I think he's going to try and fire away this turn, or
No.
I don't think he's got the choice because he knows he's in a bad spot.
I mean,
Yeah,
green
his-
puts it one
His,
forward.
his choice was earlier when the yellow ship died in that engagement. That's when he should have been doing
Yeah.
it.
It's sad when you look down and just see all those afterburners charges still active.
It's good use of 16 points.
Do you know if he dropped them, he might fit something like maybe like AP5 or something. I know it
No.
doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't matter.
No, you can. I think you can fit like Sabine in the TIE fighter,
Yeah, you can
With
fit.
no
You can fit.
upgrades.
Yeah,
but you can still fit the 5th ship.
or Zeb, I think, is the cheaper one.
Hey, afterburners!
Just so you can say I didn't die with
Well,
it.
he hasn't done the afterburns.
But I told you them upgrades were worth it.
So what's Merl done? Hard 2?
First time.
Might have done the bank. Not expecting it. Yeah, he's done the bank.
This is where you can barrel roll. No.
Candid Clarinetist, thank you for the follow.
Okay, boost still gets you out. I was going to say barrel roll boost would have worked.
Just take a target.
Come on then, Merl. I can't believe Colin Brown didn't like Merl when he first saw him.
Really?
It's fantastic.
So
Oh, yeah.
ridiculously.
Straight from day one.
Oh,
Yeah, I
hit
think-
crit. So he's at least taken a crit. Oh, I'll just both of them. Nope, sorry, hit
No,
crit.
no.
Yeah, just a crit, sorry.
Stun pilot.
Stun pilot, so a no crit.
Might as well just be a hit.
So what's Wookie doing here? Red stop?
I'm fairly sure it's going to be pretty hard.
I think he's going to try and get the last afterburner.
Very hard to use the other afterburners trigger.
But that's just nice for the T-70 because he can just roll forwards now. Double modded shot.
I can't believe they put the cost up of the generic I1 A-Wing and not Merl.
Yeah.
I mean, one more point on Merle, I'd be okay. Just
Merl,
Sell that box.
Merl needs to be more expensive than the generic.
No, absolutely.
Although-
yeah.
Have you seen the A-Wing in the new Resistance box? It's a lovely paint job.
Yes.
So the T-70s are really nice as well, actually.
So the Wookiee did the hard turn but didn't afterburner. Oh,
No, he
Yeah, he
did.
did.
He did today.
He did.
Yeah.
It's not going to help him, but he did. Now he shoots the T70.
Wop wop wop.
Don't what?
I mean, he's Nick. He's dead anyway. It's super
Yeah,
relevant.
Go on,
Rich
spend the
Rich-
focus.
He's
Disrespect.
going to take the shield.
Yeah.
Now, is it more disrespectful to not take damage or be in the position of, I could have taken no damage, but I let you take it anyway?
So spending the target lock.
Oh, so just two.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see. Yeah.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, sorry, 4. So I got the wrong one.
Yeah, 2 left.
Go on, Mo. Do it.
Range 1, 3 dice. The hero of the resistance.
Go
There
on,
you go.
Mo.
that's a
Told you.
dead Wookie.
Oh, I don't care. You got an evade.
Doesn't it's a dead Wookie.
Hey, we don't have to sing a Christmas carol now.
It's right. I'm sure we'll get Pond to do a lovely one.
So, yeah, interesting game.
I mean, the outcome ended up as expected.
Yeah,
From
I mean, I think,
majority of the poll
I think-
stuff as well.
like you said, a bit more perhaps focus fire with the Wookiees, and maybe, I suppose, with this list, when we've got the 6 ships you're facing, you need to take the T70s off because they're rolling more red dice potentially.
And you also needed to try and block them more, I think.
Hmm. What do you think would be better though? I suppose the offense could be interesting, although we didn't really use it in this game. Or would the fifth ship be better?
I think he had opportunity to use them, didn't.
Yeah, I do like the afterburners on because it helps them get back around into fights a bit. But Nick, you don't have colour. White doesn't count
White
colour.
color. Yeah, I realise that.
I think it was a good engagement for Rich though. He got sort of the perfect spot.
Yeah, he did get a good engagement there.
Hello.
I think Bond had the opportunity to get better out of that engagement by trying to block
Which engagement was that one?
right at the start. But,
Hello.
hello.
Hello,
Well played, Rich.
thank you. My
Unlucky Pond.
my dice kind of rolled hot fire towards the end, and it was a bit ridiculous when I was rolling hit crit on every roll. Whether
Yeah.
I was using mods or not, I was rolling hit crit.
Yeah.
Oh,
To be fair, you'd probably won by that point anyway.
Try that again.
although why did you bump Merle when you knew where all your ships?
I was trying to
doing?
bump him in the bullseye of red so that I could get
Don't
some
lie.
cheeky reduction shots. No, genuinely, that was what I was playing for. And I got it badly wrong. So
Nearly as bad as me picking them ships up.
don't press G. Don't press G. Don't shake them.
Oh.
Yeah, we are the swarm takers tonight. Apologies, lads.
Sorry.
I'm not
That's
apologizing.
right.
We had this. Well, we had this yesterday. We were like, or was it this morning
was this
when we all
morning.
said what we were going to play? And I said, like, maybe somebody should change their list so we're not all using swarms.
And I told you
And,
to change your list, and you wouldn't.
Ben said somebody else had better change it. That's not me.
Right.
Literally, as soon as this matchup was announced, I said I'm taking.
Right. So, hello everyone. For those of you in the chat, I'm going to cut them out for a while and let them chat. We're going to have another game just a minute. It's going to be Ray 2 plus some mechanics and a fireball. No, Merle against a droid swarm. So just let me set up the overlay here. So we'll do on chat. For those who are watching, please do give us a bit of follow, like and subscribe, whatever it is that you do, depending on your platform. It really keeps us going, encourages us to do our streams. get this stuff in the overlay so you guys can see the scores. And we will be up, I'll say, in just a moment. I'll just jump in here and grab. Right, sorry about that, guys. We're just getting things sorted out. So what we're going to do is the list is up in the overlay. Pond is going to take over that, and he's going to sort that out. I am going to a poll. And that will attempt a poll, and we're just going to get sorted out on the Discord. Okay.
Oh dear.
He's just
Okay.
messaged that we're live, so we all have to pretend in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, it's all right. I voted for Ben to win the game, so that's good. It's all right, Rich. I voted for you to win the last game as well, so don't worry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Yeah, it's a nice list. I'm pretty sure I got the initial engage horribly wrong, and it kind of it went better after the first engage. And I shouldn't have spent Finn's focus. I should have just done 2 hits and kept his focus and lived forever. But
Yeah, I mean the initial engage wasn't terrible for you. The second one probably definitely didn't go great
which bit was that?
when you bumped Merle into your own ship, and you had the 2 T70s with no. Well,
Yeah,
one T70 could shoot the brown Wookiee, but blue couldn't shoot the other one and stuff.
yeah. I couldn't think what to do blue, and I couldn't figure out how to get a shot.
Yeah.
So I just ended up dialing in. But did I do a Talon roll in the end, or a 3 hard? Did the 3 hard in the end? Yeah.
Yeah, you did 3 hard with blue and the Talon
Yeah.
roll with green. I expected Pond to just all stop with both red and yellow, and didn't.
Yeah. I say I hate the fact that they can stop, and I hate the fact that they can stop with Leia. And you've got to, even when Leia's not active, you've still got to think, oh, he could just stop here. And I can fly right past him, and it's awful. But yeah, it's I love Wookiees. I just wish they were slightly better.
Yeah,
I mean, they're pretty good. I think that's the best wiki list I've seen in second edition, though.
it's really good. I think if Pond had used the afterburners a bit more towards the start
Yeah.
to get a more favourable exchange of fire, it would have perhaps helped out.
Yeah, that first turn, the first engage, I was convinced that he was going to 3 hard a couple of them in and then afterburners boost to force blocks on my ships coming in at the front.
So was I.
Uh, and when he didn't, I was a bit surprised. But I kind of thought I can live with it because I dialed in moves that I thought meant that even if that happened, I would the tracers
Yeah.
off. So I would still get some mods, if not double.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the early setup with them apart so that you can bank the outer pair in without bumping into the inner pairs really, and keep them going straight forward is really nice because it just gives you that massive spread of art coverage.
Yeah. Pond
Yeah.
based on obstacles being placed. I'm assuming Nick's player one.
Cool. I thought so. I was just wanting to check.
Yeah, he's confirmed that now.
And I got Merle's ability off.
You did, which is nice.
It's always nice when it happens. Didn't get starboard slash off because
I
he
just
was moving
think
first.
Starboard Slash is bad.
It did make everyone chuckle because Pond was hovering with a green dice there, and I'm like, he can't use that, so I just kept taking it out of his hand.
Yeah, that was really irritating. We were
It was really funny.
We hadn't got to it yet for me to say, oh, because of Merle's ability, you can't roll that, which I was like, and you just kept grabbing it. If it made stream laugh,
It did. Made Ben laugh as well.
Anything makes Ben laugh. He's an idiot. Right, I'm going to pop you on mute for a minute and go and get a beer.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. I sadly have it.
Now, Pond, apparently there's a request that they would like you to sing an X-Wing rendition of Be Our Guest.
I have no idea of what we will be doing yet.
I mean, you say we. There is no way
Yeah.
that I'm going to be singing.
I mean,
So
no one wants to hear me sing.
at least Nick thinks he can sing, so we can get him to join in.
Oh yeah. We're all doing it.
You say that.
Yeah, we are.
It's not happening.
It's happening. It's happening.
It's all right. You can keep saying that, but it's okay.
So what nonsense are these guys flying today?
So Nick, analyst that he's been playing around with for a while now. I wrote the first rendition of it, and he's been tweaking with it since because he's just got an obsession with ships that can slam.
Mm-hmm.
So he's running like the full-on Rose with the full-on Ray with Rose core, Finn, stealth device, and
All
the
that good
Titan.
stuff.
Yeah, and then he's got Merle with intimidation, and just 2 of the generic Colossus Station mechanics, both with Deadman Switch, Alpha Astromex, and Advanced Sensors. Advanced Slam.
Yeah,
Advanced
it's one of the
Sensors.
things I miss with them. Is you think you can do some really cool stuff with slams to like get blocks in. It's one of the I'm genuinely thinking about moving tracers onto Merle in that list because the Colossus Station mechanic really just wants to be slamming in and blocking stuff, not but it's at I2. So it's the first time I've flown it with tracers. I was sent to Pond when we were chatting. I was like, I normally just flank and like zoom the Colossus Station up so that he can just get a block in because he's 26, so he's just there to block something in for a couple of turns. I was having to use him differently. So my normal setup, he's off. He's nowhere near the X-wings, and I just couldn't do it. So yeah, I ran out how to do that and like rock placements and stuff because I defaulted to how I've set it up pre-tracers. It's a bit just slight changes to it. It's definitely a better list now though.
Right. One thing to address, sorry, in the in the chat, I don't have access to the overlay itself in terms of the size of it. So they can reduce the size of Ben's.
You've got the you can reduce chat
Can I?
on the from the overlay.
Oh, what happened? Yeah.
Can't remember without looking at it directly. But if you look at there's some options to change the size of the text, and by changing the text size, it will reduce the list. You can do it for upgrades and names and stuff. If you send me the streamed link in, I don't need the stream link. Like, if you log out of it a second, I'll do it.
Yep. I'm out.
Just need my computer to give me up.
I've seen the what something may be done. But no, Wapple definitely.
It's all right. I'm moving house now. I don't have the ability to do this. Pond, where it says cast 2 at the top.
Yeah.
You've the like 3-line option. If you click on that, it gives you all the options in terms of ship icon sizes and all sorts.
Okay.
Font sizes, name sizes.
Yeah. I don't know if we've lost.
Yeah, just reduce stuff. I'm just waiting for it to update
Cheers.
on the stream to see if it
Should be yes.
Something I did learn in that game was that the ship that fires the Moloch as well.
Yeah.
Which is cheaper for Fireball to get a lock. A target on.
Yeah. Which is amusing.
Yeah. I was like, I'm sure I don't. So I read it. I was like, oh wow, I do. Is Ben using this actor, the swarm we saw Actor using recently?
No, he's using
3
the sword. I
discords.
think you've used it, haven't you?
3 discords, 2 plasmas, and probe droids. Yeah. I know this one.
Yeah, it's a list that I've used quite frequently.
Yeah, it's a good list. I don't know.
Yeah, I like it.
Who do we favour in this matchup? Assuming equal skill of players.
I favour the droids.
I favour the droids. Although, to be fair, I do think if forces station mechanics get in the dead man switches, they'd be messy and hilarious.
So is the thing with this that he gets them with if you don't go straight, you explode, and then he does a straight move and then slams them into something, and then they explode?
Or he just keeps exposing that, hoping he might take a direct hit or something as well.
Yeah.
The overlays all over to you, Pond.
You just log into it.
But yeah, he does quite enjoy doing that. When I played him with the Etas, it's the only way he managed to actually damage Anakin, was blowing up his own fireballs to try and do damage to him.
That Anakin's disgusting. Like in the game you were playing against him, he wasn't even he had 2 evades and 3 force, but he was just rolling natural evades out of hand.
Yeah.
Where Obi and Shak T were, no evade token, no force or 1 force, and just rolling at all eyeballs and blanks, and it was just like.
Yeah.
But Anakin was just there going, guys, what's the problem? Everything's fine. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Now this is pod racing.
Yeah. I was annoyed with myself for forgetting to use bloody patience, but it's fine.
Yeah. I know why Gary wants me to do Danger Zone. I know full well why he wants me to do a version of Danger Zone. That's because of when we did the XTC last year. We all flight suits and aviators, so I actually have a green flight suit with my name already on it.
Wait a minute. Pond, have you represented Northern Ireland at the XTC?
I have indeed.
What? I've been invited to do so, but I need an awful lot of points, which will be non-existent and not forthcoming, for that to happen. Because it's if I was going to the XTC, I would go to the event that it's paired on with, and that
Euros,
means that means a week in Poland or somewhere,
Yes.
and not at home with my 2 children and my wife. So,
I think I used up all of my points at Worlds last year when I
I
went
mean,
to the
like,
US for a week.
but like if you get an invite to Worlds and you can afford to go, you can say it's the World Championships. I may never get an invite again. It's in America, but a couple of spa weekends, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
Bit quid
Don't
pro
use it to
quo.
great effect, getting your top 32.
Do you have to mention that every time we're on a stream?
Yes.
Did you get top 32 at Worlds, Dom?
I did, yeah. And
What
Pond
happened
likes
then?
oh
What happened then? Did you get a nosebleed and forget how to play X-Wing?
no, I ran into a wedge being buffed by Jan Ors
Oof.
that Imperial Aces really don't like.
Yeah.
He one-shot Duchess at range 3 when
And
Duchess
then-
had an evade token.
Oof. And then
And
did
a
some
force
rude things to anything moving before wedge, which is everything but your Vader, probably.
And I had Cinta as well, so they were both moving after Wedge, and they killed Wedge. But then my opponent still had like a Z95 and a U-wing that also was just getting buffed.
See,
It ended
that's
up
a
being
list
relatively
that,
close.
but that's a list that nobody's ever flown since or before or ever. A U-wing
Yeah.
and a Z95 and Jan Ors and wedge.
Mm.
Like genuinely, if somebody set that down across the table for me, I would look at it and be like, I don't even know what to do here.
And he got knocked out in top 16, I think, by
Wow.
Carson Ray, I think.
Okay. Well, I guess the thing with Worlds is that even if there's 3 streams running, that still means that, all the way up to top 8, there's still, 5 plus unstreamed games going on that you just no idea what happened in them.
Yeah, my opponent kicked out Paul Heaver in the round before I played
Nice.
him. And Paul Heaver came up and he was running the Sunfac Chertek Grievous list and looked at Triple Imperial Aces and went, oh, I don't feel too bad about being kicked out now. I wouldn't want to have played that game. But no, it was really good. A lot of
So
fun.
what you took away from that is that Paul Heaver's scared of you, yeah?
No. It would have been really good fun to play against Paul. Would have been a good experience for sure. But no, my opponent was really nice. A French guy. Can't remember his name. I'm terrible with names.
But this is why you go to the big events, isn't it? So that if you do reasonably well, there's a chance that you look down the list and you go, oh, I'm playing that person who I've only ever seen playing on the top 4 world stream or whatever, and even if you meet them in round 1 of a system open in the UK, well, you've been unlucky to bump into Nantorfs, but enjoy it. You're playing against the world champion, or whatever. Yeah. It's nice when when you go 3-0 and you look around the 3-0 tables in round 4 and you realize that you're kind of rubbing shoulders with people that you consider to be exemplary players, and it's like, oh, this is nice. And then for me, that's when I start to lose because I'm bumping into people who are actually good at the game.
Yeah, Worlds was it was crazy. So it didn't matter what round you played in. You just came up against top players. So like my first round was against Gisley.
Oh yeah.
Who of course had just come runner up at a system open with a bunch of phantoms, and he was flying more phantoms. I'm like, excellent.
With his what's it called? His Pac-Man paint theme.
Yeah, so he had like a super decked out Whisper with two other phantoms with it at Worlds. And then like after playing Gisley, ran into the new Italian national champion with his double decimators in round 2. Like, excellent.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Worlds at some point, and hopefully the game lasts long enough that I get the chance to do it.
Mm. Yeah, if anyone gets the opportunity, even with like the last chance qualifiers and stuff, if you convince your other half or something to let you go, it's an amazing experience. I would definitely suggest if anyone gets the opportunity to do it, to give it a go.
So my opportunity to do it would be to coincide a family holiday, probably to Orlando, for 2 weeks. So that
Yeah.
would make it incredibly expensive
Yeah.
for me to then leave my incredibly expensive family holiday to get on a flight to Minnesota. Because who
Well,
wants to be in Disneyland when you can be in Minnesota?
It would be in Seattle.
I was going to say AMG is now based in Seattle, so
Or wherever,
move to Seattle. But yes,
or the UK, or Germany, or anywhere.
I think got Worlds in the UK would be good.
Oh, it would be. I think it's more likely if it comes to not America to be mainland Europe
Yes.
than our tiny island with all of its nobody's allowed to come here rules.
Yeah.
Let's not get political. I've had half of a can of beer and it's all gone wrong. You shouldn't have let me. But yeah, no,
if it's in Seattle, though, I'm going to hit up Exo Tap and see if I stay with him.
I think Seattle is, like, for me personally, Seattle's worse because I know people in Minnesota, so I could get free bed and board and stuff.
Yep.
But
actually, no, my cousin lives in Seattle. Cool. I've got places to stay. Good.
I have a feeling that one of my brother's ex-girlfriends lives in Seattle, but let's maybe not open that can of worms.
Ben set his ships up not quite perfect.
Yeah.
As he's just bumped 2 of them on the bank. Well, 3 of them on the bank. But that is something with TTS as well. It's a lot harder to get those formations set up with swarms.
Yeah, I mean, people do forget you can take the templates from the side and use it to help get those distances judged a little better.
You can. It just takes a year.
It does. It does.
He's playing on a 10-inch laptop screen as well, and he won't have been bothered to line his ships up exactly. He'll have just dumped them down.
That just sounds like a bad problem.
Yeah, it's okay. They don't need actions. These ships. They've just half a dozen calculates just spread around the place. They'll be all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might as well talk about the game in hand itself. List-wise, we would have been over kind of who we think it favors. Positioning-wise, quite sure Nick is being usually cagey.
Nick's played this matchup so many times. Well, played against this list so many times that he knows what it can do and how hard it's going to upset Ray.
Yeah.
So he's been very cautious about it.
Yeah.
He's still got Ray's turret front back, hasn't he? He does.
Yeah.
It's almost a temptation, even though it feels counterproductive to think about orbiting with Ray.
Yeah.
But I guess the problem here is that at any point, Ben can just turn his entire swarm left, and Ray's down in that corner now.
Which is exactly what I'd be doing if I was Ben at this point in time.
Yep.
Because those other ships, the green fireball and the A-wing, have to be down if he turns left. And Ray's going to be down there, and that just leaves the yellow fireball. So yeah, hard one everything. Or a mixture of hard ones and hard twos to spread them out a bit so you stop bumping them when you bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super efficient, this droid list. Like, this back in the day when it was doing well, Tom was saying, if you want to win a tournament, take droids. If you want to make cut, take Boba. Because this droid list was just built to beat down the Boba lists that were prevalent. He could beat a swarm until somebody stuck plasmas on it.
Yeah, which I may have given Dom a stupid against.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing this list for ages and went to Curtain Games down near Exeter for their store champs, and came across in 7 games, came across 5 people playing Boba.
Yeah, I don't miss that. I don't miss those tournaments. That's like the after Justin Fua won Worlds, I went to my first ever proper X-Wing tournament, which was the Element Games Store Championship, and I was super excited to go to this big event because it was like 50-something people. I was really hyped. Like, we just got into the game like about 3-6 months before, so this was the big tournament, and I had no idea what to fly. So like, I took Dash Miranda, which unknown to me was a good list, but every third table had Dengar Tell on it, and it was just it was soul destroying because it was at the top tables, but it was also down on the 0-3 tables and the 0-4 tables, and it was like, oh man, I've just lost horribly to this exact list. Is there any chance I can? Oh no, I'm playing it again. Oh no. I guess it's the same. Whatever the meta is, if there's something that's relatively inexpensive cost-wise to put on the table, you see it. People either buy into it or finally dust the ships out of storage and stick them in. But if you're not willing to play against metalists, then don't play X-Wing.
I generally tried. I've always been the kind of person to. I am definitely a competitive player, and I'll always try and fly something competitive. But I will always try and pick something that's going to deal with what is the most meta list at the time.
Yeah.
So,
well, we have this chat in our like Sith Takers messenger groups and whatnot. Is like, before a big tournament, the conversation is always, if you don't know how to deal with X thing, then you need to rethink your approach. You always need to come with a plan for the top 2 meta lists, unless you're flying one, and even then you need to come with a plan for the mirror match.
Not only that, but you also need to come with a plan for the counters as well. You need to come, okay, people will tech against this. How do you fly against the tech?
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
I mean, the main reason I started flying Imperial Aces at the time was Rebel Beef and Jedi Aces were everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it did well against both. And I started playing droids. I actually started playing droids mainly because I wanted to fly something other than Imperial Aces. And at the time, no one was flying droids as much. But yeah, I took Dooku to the UK System Open because the tractor mechanic with the droids and everything dealt with a lot of problems at the time.
That was a dumb list.
Great list. And then, started playing this because Boba was everywhere, and this started with Boba.
Why do you think we don't see so much Dooku? Like, I know you see like scatterings of them around, but like Dooku Crew specifically is, to me, one of the best cards in the game. Is it just cost?
It's really good. I think we'll start seeing Dooku more with the Scepter's Fire Sprays.
Yes.
The Dooku Crew card.
Yeah.
I think Dooku Pilot is falling out of favor because the Sith Infiltrators are probably a little bit too expensive.
Yeah, I think they've been costed not out of existence entirely, but I think out of.
It's not even that they've been costed out because they've stayed relatively the same, but it's because all the stuff that went with them have been costed up, which they needed to be because droids needed to come down a peg. But because everything that went with the Sith Infiltrator got costed up, it kind of feels like it needs to come down to be able to bring stuff with it that makes sense.
Yeah. There was that awful double Sith Infiltrator list, wasn't there, that Duncan Howard popularized briefly?
Yeah.
So
did he roll to see if the?
Yes, so he got nothing for the roll there, but he exposed live pilot on green. I need to actually put the damage on green and yellow.
What's he got on green? Did you say blinded pilot? Oh, that's sad times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not ideal.
I suppose this is a life choice for Fireballs, isn't it? You either are the guy who exposes your damage cards, or you're the guy who doesn't expose your damage cards. And Nick has made some clear choices here.
Yeah.
So he's got a fuel leak on yellow.
Yes, he does, which not great for him. But at the
So
same
he's
not
time,
getting shot
the-
this turn.
no.
I'm
But at the same
assuming
time, though,
he's really
with
stressed.
the
Just give him a stress token.
yeah, but at the same time, though, with the Deadman switch, it's a fast way to get them killed. If you got a fuel leak on there,
Why does he have a stress?
Because if he's slammed
that's what it's saying.
to
Oh, it's red. Yeah.
flip that, he must have advanced slammed, which means it counts as red.
Look at you knowing the rules and stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably spend way too much time looking at X-Wing and thinking about X-Wing.
Well, we basically chatted about it pretty much every single.
It's one of the reasons we started doing the podcast was in an attempt to get better. You need to think more about the game, and even if you're just spewing, opinion to half a dozen people, you're overtly and definitively thinking about the game in order to say what you're saying. So even if your hot takes are really badly wrong, at least you're thinking about stuff, rather than just kind of in your own head mashing some ships together and coming to the worst possible conclusions.
Yeah, it's also one reason why I joined like the Slack group and Discord and stuff like that, was to just talk to people and think more about the game. And I mean, one reason why we set up the stream in the first place is because Nick wanted to make sure that we could stream events like nationals and stuff which weren't previously being streamed.
Yeah.
But it was also in an attempt that it would help us get better. You play a lot more games, you're on stream, you can always look back at them and try and get other players, and certainly really good players as well, to come onto the stream. And you get that type of opponent as well.
So
a
crit going into
crit
blue there.
onto the blue tub, yeah.
Yep. Is
direct hit.
hit.
And similarly to you up at Sith Takers, we have some really good players as well down in the south of England that gives us some really good practice.
Oh man, like the London area is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like if you just start going to Dark's, what's it called in Shepherd's Bush?
Yeah.
Darksphere.
Darksphere. Yeah, Darksphere and Shepherd's Bush and
it's
some of
where
the other ones in that area.
it's where I end up doing most of my local tournaments when I get to go to tournaments, is up at Darksphere.
Yeah.
But
I mean, most of our good players, most of our really, really good players, like world-class players, just don't play X-Wing unless they're going for a tournament. Like Jack Mooney, bless him, decided one before System Open where he went top 4. Was the Ghost Fen one, and he was like, I don't know what to fly. So somebody said, well, Ghost Fen's really good, and it's big ship, small ship, so you'll like that. So he put it on the thing, and he hadn't played X-Wing for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And he got top 4, and it was just like, what's the point?
Mm.
I play so much and so often and think about it all the time to try and do well, and Jack just is better.
I mean, for me, I must admit, the proof is in the pudding. I've played so many games with so many people. Dom and I, so the three of us talk so much.
That blinded pilot really sucks, Nick.
Yep.
You're a triple eyeball. Can't spend his focus token because of the blinded pilot.
Yeah.
Sorry, just interrupted Phil.
That's fine.
Kind of chuckle at Nick.
Yes. No, I was going to say it a lot. But no, it's 2000. Coming on in 2 years. I'm playing people like GC, League. I was going to Darksphere playing Simround, Ghost Eagle Squadron playing them. These conversations until weekly doing the stream, all the rest of it. It's the effort eventually it does its way out. Spending into red.
So is he shooting into Merle? Yeah. Plasma Torp.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got to focus.
Yeah.
Also got to reroll both them.
Oh,
Mel's getting
shield's
half.
gone.
The worst roll.
Yeah, he's got to spend the focus because otherwise he loses 2 shields and takes a crit.
No, the crit cancels first, so he loses that off
Yeah.
takes that on the shields. But yeah, he's spending the focus anyway, isn't he? Because he's about to eat another one.
Yep.
Maybe.
Shows how long it's been that I've not really been paying attention to my droid list. I can't
It's
believe
one of those.
Plasma came down.
I know. All torps came down, back down again.
Yeah.
I think proton torpedo was needed to come down. Don't think plasmas did.
Plasma torch certainly did. Choose not to spend the life.
Oh,
Just.
oh. He hasn't got concussions on this list, has he?
He does.
No.
He's got 1 lot concussions.
Oh, one lot
on
concussions up with
the
the probe
one.
droids.
Yeah.
That's a
I
very
start-
expensive vulture. Oh, it's another tub. He's got 3
tub.
tubs.
Yeah.
That's what's different. I was trying to figure out what was different.
Yeah, I've been playing around with 3 tubs recently as well. I took them to the GSP Mustafar event, but I ran Magpulse warheads instead of the concussions.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun. I go, well, I'll keep this for defense, and then you just jam it off them anyway. Before all the rest of your ships get to shoot.
It's 2. Teal
3.
spending the calculate there for
3 hits. Assuming this is a second plasma torpedo going
is.
into Mel. So he takes 1. Mel's on 1. That's fine. He's still got 2 plasma torps which he can put into Ray.
And at the end of all this, there's a Discord sat on green as well.
No, there's not.
There will be in a second, but not right now.
No, not
Yeah,
a second.
And it missed. And I mean, they can barrel roll. He doesn't need to worry about it too much.
If he doesn't want any mods to sit in front of a droid swarm, he can barrel roll, can't he? Red and pink are staying still next turn and just saying thank you very much.
But I mean, with the dead man switch, he probably just jams it in there anyway, picks up the Discord missile and go on then kill me.
Yeah.
Oh,
So do you think red and pink just sit still next turn? I suppose we
think
should
so.
continue watching the shooting, shouldn't we?
Mel's dead from the concussion missile.
Yeah.
So in theory, Mel flips that first. Nick's noticed. Console fire, doesn't matter. And takes 3. Definitely would have been a bit more conservative with Mel this turn, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, he's sitting at range 3 of a bunch of stuff. He shouldn't have taken as much damage as he did.
Perhaps we took 3 missiles. So it's
Yeah.
only it was the missiles that killed him.
Yeah.
He was possibly unfortunate to take the damage he did from the first plasma torp, getting only 1 eyeball result.
Yeah.
On 3 greens. But a Deddy A-wing for 2 damage on a tub.
I hit crit. So green takes the crit.
He's not the fuel leak boy.
No, he's blind fire
He's
boy.
panicked now, so he's triple stressed.
Yeah, that's all right.
Triple stressed and blinded.
And the blinded becomes less relevant now.
Silver
Silver-
linings.
Yes, silver linings and all that.
I mean, he's got an R4, so he can just, at this point with that green, like, 1 or 2 hard him out and just, like, say, no, I'm not going to be there anymore. But he is going to be in that. I don't think a 1 hard gets him around that Discord. I think he's still going to go over it.
I think at this
if
point
I
he just
was
takes
him,
it. He
you just
take
take
it.
it.
Yeah, he wants to take it. And just go, cool, here's my suicide bomber.
Like, he wants to be dialing in those little blue moves, doesn't he? Just to put himself in the middle of the swarm. And then unmodified 3 dicey might very well push damage into them because they're only rolling the 2 greens. So, but this is the turn where Ray just wants to be wiping things off.
Yeah.
Needs a proper initiative kill. But that said, the thing she can, I mean, no, she can kill one a turn, can't she? Not the tubs, unless it's blue.
She can. If she's doing that, she's at risk of getting halved herself.
Yes.
She is. I mean, she's got the 2/4. She's got the stealth device, which can help mitigate some of the damage. She's just got to be very careful about where she goes.
So whilst they're setting dials and stuff, a little thing that I'm going to get you to answer this one. A few weeks ago, there's a comment from Apostius going, "Have you figured out how to use the trifle?" Now, Dead Baron has replied saying, "Yep, you don't. I have used them once. I'm not a huge fan of them." Dom, being our resident droid player,
I have been playing around with an adaptation of this munition list, but instead of having 2 of the tubs, having the i5 Tri-Fighter. So you get the i5 Tri-Fighter, then you get 1 tub with plasmas and the Dark One Pro droids. You get 3 vultures with Discord missiles. You get 2 vultures with ion missiles, and then everything gets struts. And that comes in straight at 200 points. And I generally think that's pretty good. And the like sense style mechanic and having that permanent 3 dice punch, as well as the 3 greens, I think is reasonable. But I'm not convinced I'd necessarily be taking multiples at the moment. And I'm not convinced it's better than just what Ben's currently using.
no, I'm not convinced either. But I thought I'd let you handle that one because I know you. I said you are played a game with. I don't know my ways around Separatists as much.
I do quite like it though. The ability to have that sense mechanic is quite nice. You can get his target locks relatively easily. And because he's still got network calculate, flying in with the swarm's not that bad. His dial fits in relatively okay with how the vultures and stuff move as well.
Yeah.
And he can always just have an evade token plus a bunch of calculate tokens to keep him alive. And at 41 points, he's a reasonable sink of points for a droid list and can take fire away from your munitions. And having the ion missiles as well is quite nice for that little aspect of control. So you being able to ion things or use the sense style mechanic to help set up those kill boxes of the more squirrely ships and make sure you block them. I think there's something there, and I think it needs more testing. But I do think the Tri-Fighters, at least at the face of things, seem to be a little overcosted at the moment.
Yeah, I'd agree for now. I think they just haven't found their home.
But yeah, if I was using Tri-Fighters, that's definitely, I mean, I am using Tri-Fighters, and that's definitely the approach that I've been looking at the moment. I've only managed to play 1 game with the list so far. I played against Simran and a Republic list that he was using, which was a pretty decent game, relatively close.
Is he on TTS, is he?
He has joined TTS now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just haven't seen him in any of the tournaments and stuff, so I thought he was.
He's
taking a break during lockdown, kind of thing.
Yeah, he had been, and I don't think he's been that fussed about the events and stuff. But I think it's just like quite a few people. I think he's just ended up picking it up now with lockdown again and what looks to be a relatively long time. I think before we get to some kind of normality and just being able to catch up.
It was £7.50, wasn't it? £7.50 during Black Friday.
Yeah, which is nice.
Bargain.
I think just being able to have that that social aspect, even if you're not that fussed about necessarily playing X-Wing so much, but just being able to arrange a game with a mate, sit down, have a chat whilst you move some ships around a virtual board is also just really nice.
Yeah,
it's the man in the shed thing, isn't it? As a fella or as somebody, you need something to keep your mental health square. You need a hobby or you need something to do. And this gives us that, like every Tuesday night going down to Element Games, and when that's taken away, it's like, oh, what am I going to do? I went and bought the laptop that I'm using on the day before proper lockdown hit the first time. Went into PC World and just pointed at something and said, "I love that one," so I could walk out of the door with a laptop. And then went and downloaded Vassal, and then for about a month played Vassal, and then Ben just kept going, TTS is better, and he's right. I think it is now. It certainly looks nicer.
Yeah. It's
It
a
feels
very-
more like
I
playing the
haven't
game.
played a game on Vassal since I moved to TTS. Not a single one.
Yeah,
It looks more like playing the game because you can fiddle with your dice, and you can play against messy players that leave their tokens and their templates lying all over the place, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like Nick.
How you manage to leave your templates lying all over the place in TTS is I'm not quite sure, but people manage it.
Nick and
I mean-
GC will manage it no matter.
I was very similar as well. I didn't own a laptop until the world looked like lockdown was going to happen, and I picked up a laptop the week before we went into the first lockdown, and similarly started on Vassal. Had some friends that played Vassal, and they're like, "No, you need to come play Vassal," and played in a few Vassal events and stuff. But eventually got persuaded to try TTS, and I've I definitely prefer TTS now. But having it as an outlet and stuff, and still being able to stream and stuff during lockdown and stuff has definitely been a big help.
Yeah, it's we've had a few discussions on the podcast and in other places as well about the importance of mental health and looking after yourself in lockdown, and just something that gives you the same outlet that you're used to. Oh, it explodes. Something that gives you the same. I am watching the game. See, it gives you the same outlets that you used to, the same chats with your mates, and knowing that you can always just jump on the internet and say, "Does anybody fancy a game?" And even if you don't get a game against somebody, you know that you can have an open conversation with, that you can't just immerse yourself in a game of X-Wing for an hour and a bit. It's just kind of it's brilliant. It certainly kept me sane for the last 9 months.
Yeah,
Same.
I'm not sure what I would have done if I hadn't picked up TTS and had just dropped X-Wing altogether. I'd probably have gone back to some other weird hobby that I've been overly invested in the past, but this seemed a bit cheaper, like £7.50.
yeah. I mean, I did start going down the other rabbit hole as well, and I now have a small Legion force.
Oh, okay.
I
used to do a lot of leatherworking because I used to do live roleplay. Haven't done it for a long time. I started off making my own stuff, and then I got enough practice and got good enough that I could make it to sell to people. So it's like one of those things where I've got all the stuff apart from the leather, the raw material. But a single order to a leather factor somewhere that was still shipping, and I'd have just been sitting out in the garage making stuff that I would never use, just for my own entertainment. And this is a lot cheaper than that.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper.
Well,
Maybe it's not as satisfying as after 40 hours of making something, looking at something beautiful and going, I made that, and then getting a nerd offering you 20 quid for it because they don't understand how long it took you. That's the best feeling.
Well, Nick's just
Oh,
just thrown the tub in the bin.
was that Ray?
Yep.
Yeah, Ray, 3 hits out of hand into double eyeball.
Yep.
And no calculates around to spend.
Oh, he did have calculator around to spend. He just didn't spend it.
The blue tub was too far away.
No,
Oh, was he? Right. Okay, got you.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually haven't played a game of Legion yet, but I do now have a small Legion force, which is mostly built up.
What force have you got?
I went for Imperials. I'm always an Imperial player at heart, even though I keep trying other things. So yeah, even with Legion, I went straight to Imperials and started building like a Rogue One themed force. Because I was looking at the generic troops, and the shore troopers just look nicer than the normal Stormtrooper models. So picked up some of them and Krennic and Palpatine just because I wanted Palpatine, basically.
Totally understand.
But yeah, I used to do a lot of painting and building stuff because I used to work for Games Workshop as well. I used to paint a load of GW stuff, so it would be nice to be able to paint again.
I'm a can't paint won't paint person, so X-Wing's the perfect game for me.
Fair.
It's literally the first tabletop game I've ever invested money in. Board games, computer games, and other things. Yeah, chuck tons of cash into it, but X-Wing's the first big one. So,
Yes.
and it's not a bad one to get into, to be honest. I think very much enjoy it. Oh, is Ben going to take the shot against the green guy?
I hope he does.
He's got 4 health left, and he's going to take a crit at the end of the round. So he's got a
3
range
dice, he's
one.
going.
It looks like he is.
Yep.
Go on, chuck him. Yeah, go on, you spend a calc. Go on. Gonna Welsh out. Go on, spend it.
Yes, he's spending well.
He wouldn't have. You wouldn't spend it if you weren't this one.
Nick's super happy about the double blank, I'm sure.
Yep.
He's like, please make the crit direct. Please make the crit direct. Because that's a very.
If it's not, he's definitely exposing a damage card next turn to try and see if he gets one. Because that is Nick's go-to playstyle. I'll certainly be up for a game at some point, Darren.
Oh,
he's shooting Ray.
Yep.
Going at her with the plasma torp.
Yeah, but he's sends a lock. Ooh.
Well, Ray's definitely taking at least 2.
It's dreadful. There's a target lock going to go on that if he remembers.
Burn to force, lose all 3 shields, and then lock it.
Well, that tub's done its job.
Yep. I remember using the Dooku and 6 Vulture droids at Darksphere, and I tracted Han Solo onto a rock.
Oh.
It's like you get all the rerolls you want, but you've got 0 agility now, so that's fine. That was at I7 with heightened perception.
I got Starbird slash off once on a game. Was it last night or the night before? I was using that 6 Swarm again, and I got it off against. It must have been Han Solo.
Ray's taking at least 1 crit here. Oh, Ray's taking 2 crits. That's not.
Weapons failure is not one that she wants to see, and a direct doesn't want to particularly want to see either of them. 5 health left on Ray.
Yep.
And yeah, it was got the Starbird slash off on Han, and basically the guy had a choice of, do I boost out of some arcs, get a reroll, but by getting close to some debris, but then not have a token, or do I sit in more arcs and not have a token? And then he realised that he
missile as well.
Oh Jesus!
It's just 3 hits out of hand.
Yep.
I'm gonna save story time for planning phase. That's a better idea, isn't it?
It flips the direct with the concussion. So it ends up taking 4 in total.
Oh, that is not what Nick wants to see. Yeah, unfortunately, I can see a clean sweep on the cards for you guys at this point.
2 health left on Ray. I mean, looking at some of the matchups, this is definitely in Ben's favour in terms of a matchup.
Agreed.
And I think Rich's list was definitely in favour against the Wookiees.
Yep. Agreed.
But it's been a really fun evening. It's been nice to have you guys on.
I've stayed up really late. I'm way past my bedtime. Whew. 10 to midnight. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. We have to get up early so we can go out to the local garden centre and look at their Christmas displays. Because we've been twice before, and there's a 1.5 hour queue at any time after about 11 a.m.
Jeez.
So it is the garden centre of the year. Always done it.
Nice.
Well, no, he's taken the crit. I mean,
Yeah.
he's done
you're
pilot. Does that mean he dies?
No.
No,
No,
he's got one left, does he?
but it does mean that if he can somehow clip a rock, he automatically kills himself.
They got one hard, haven't they?
Yeah,
Did
he can if
No,
he
no,
can
it's not
he
safe
can
for that.
manage to convince Ben to move the red and the pink off that debris cloud. He can one hard onto it.
Actually, they've got a 3 hard. He might just go the other side.
I don't know what Nick's pinging stuff for.
Is he telling us off for having our hands on the board?
Don't know.
Maybe.
I think you can make your hand and your pointer invisible. I think there is a way to do it.
If you're a spectator, so if you're grey, that hand won't appear
Oh,
over the map.
no, I nearly just went out to. I'll change colour. I'll go to grey because I don't need to be a colour.
The only reason I'm a colour is because I keep removing Nick's tokens and stuff for him because he doesn't have to tidy up after himself.
Same in real life.
It really is.
Worse.
Clean up phase.
Yeah, there are 3 players, which is Nick, GC, and Mark. If you play any of them, table. You end up playing on half a table. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's some brilliant streams where you watch like the entire one bottom corner just like is filled to about like range 2 out from both edges with just stuff, and it's like how do you not lose things?
Oh, for
Like
sure.
I got a dice tray from when I went to Nerf Herder, and it's just one of those little vinyl ones that you pop together, the mouse mat ones.
Yeah.
And I just put it like on my right hand side, and I've got into the habit of everything just drops into it. If something's not in my template tray or in my token bit, I know it's in there or on the table, and it gets really handy just to have stuff. I started off being guaranteed I was going to roll dice in it, and I was like, nope. No, it's much more useful just as a general dumping place.
Yeah, a few people do that. It's a good idea. Darren, if you want to come
Makes
on
me feel tidy.
and play on the stream,
Oh, no,
more
don't.
than welcome to.
I was going to say, don't let Darren come on and commentate.
I know,
He's a dreadful
I
person.
wasn't going to do that.
He did a good job of commentating a couple of the Gold Squadron streams, though.
He has. I've been quite impressed. He's managed to tone it down a little bit.
Or at least make it less overt, so that the Americans they're not quite sure if he's being rude or not.
Yeah.
Actually, Darren was the first I ever got to play against. That happened last year. It did not go well.
He was on his I'm Flying Jump Masters even though nobody else is run?
No. That was this year. No, the last year was.
I really like that Jump
was
Masters.
it he did his Rebel Beef store champ. He was called Store Killer Race on our chat for a long time because he was just flying like he went to every store champ to get his world's invite.
Yeah. No, I really liked the Jump Masters. I thought it was fun. I like Wacky Lists though. It's an interesting new choice.
It's blue, so he clears all of his stress.
He
He's in
does.
action anyway. He's got a target lock on the other side of the board, though. So
Yeah, I mean, it just all looks bad.
he can't initiative kill something because he's pointing the wrong way.
Yeah.
I might even think about boosting away here, because if you don't, you're going to die.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's just locking.
Choosing violence.
Yeah, I think he's just come to the conclusion he's already lost, so let's just do as much as he can. Ray's probably dead in this engagement. Dies the concussion missile. Yeah. Shimmy's trying to hope that he gets a blinded pilot or something for the concussion missile.
Yeah. Oh, did he forget his weapons failure? I think he has.
He has.
Just hitting it.
He's already flipped a force for that.
Yeah.
I think if he'd remembered his weapons failure, he probably would have fixed it instead of taking a lock.
Very possibly.
So white tub has taken 1.
I did play a game. Was it this week or last week versus Nick, where I just put 6 tubs on the board, all with prox mines against him.
That was this week.
Nice.
I lose track of days.
So Daryl McDowell from the Tauntaun Squadron, the Northern Irish lads, has been
Flies a
flying
lot
all
of TIE
sorts of
bombers.
nonsense bombers with concussions and all sorts of things. Bombs are just disgusting, those things.
Yeah, I've been looking at 6 TIE bombers as well that I know Sutcliffe and Nicholas Durand have been playing around with, where you get like 4 of them with ion torpedoes, 2 of them with ion missiles. All of them have concussion. No, all of them have bomblet generators as well.
Wait a minute, bomblet generators are really cheap. Even if
Yeah.
you never reload them, it's just 2 bombs for 2 points.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just crazy, right? And yeah, just sticking them on 6 TIE bombers and just ironing everyone into like 6 bomblet generators.
Oh, it's amazing. They've done some. Well, they've enabled some definite choices, haven't they, with the current set of points?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, the only thing about the current points thing that I'm personally would like to see slightly different is I think some of the generics still probably need to go up slightly. In terms of like the Seeks and the TIFOs, mostly.
I mean, they're bringing them down. So, like the X-wings have all come down a point, the T-70s and the T-65. So they're heading in the other direction, which is just bonkers to me.
Yeah, I agree. I do think damaged engine on right. And yeah, and I think hyperspace could do some work as well. I think there's some leaving. Like you look at some of the factions, they've definitely made a conscious choice to have either generics or named pilots on ships, and then Scum have basically ignored that rule. They still have all their Seeks, all their mining guild ties, and everything like that. So I don't know if they've done that because like Scum had less ships in hyperspace or something, and they're waiting for some more releases or something like that. I don't know. But
yeah, I've given up trying to. I think it was the last thing that FFG controlled, So I think there might have been some stuff that they just did because they wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. That concussion missile's rolling well.
Kind of a bit confused why he did it, to be honest, because Ray has 1 health left.
Yeah,
And he
I
had the
would have.
target lock.
I would have just fired the primary, but I guess he just didn't. Not that fussed about whether he's got the charge or not, and just guaranteeing killing Ray felt better.
And he can always reload, but he's not gonna,
Yeah.
is he?
No, he doesn't need to at this point. So
Is he gonna kill him?
I think he is.
Yeah, go on, Ben.
Yeah, he's just flat out
Choosing
killing
the
it.
violence.
Nix. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't even half any of those droids.
No.
Yeah.
Which is quite amusing. That's 2
Yeah,
hits.
yellow takes 1. Yeah.
Yeah, yellow takes 1. Pink does.
Doesn't get
Red
red though.
does.
Does it get red?
Yeah, it
it
does.
looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
gets
kills
red.
red though. It does kill red.
Yeah. Kills the red droid.
So then yellow,
pink,
brown.
green, yellow, and brown all take 1.
Yep.
It's just funny. But with Ray dead, it's too late.
Oh yeah, and it kills the buzz droid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben know the rules as well.
Now, what we kind of hope is that just miraculously, this yellow fireball just plinks 1 damage into each of these vulture droids, and then on his death, kills all of Ben's list and go to final salvo.
What's final salvo? 3, 9 versus 14.
Versus a lot.
Yeah, Nick roll all paint. That's up.
I must admit, when I played against Nick's list with the prox mines, I did drop prox mines on the fireball's heads, purposely killing them, which I knew would kill my own bombers. But Ray was already dead, so then it left me with 3 bombers versus Merle. That seemed okay. And there is definitely some satisfaction of killing ships knowing that you're going to die, but doing it on your terms.
Yeah, there's a fun thing about Dead Man Switch fireballs, which is where you just try and get them all to kill each other. Like, you can take them all from above half to dead by flying 6 of them into somewhere, and one of them.
Yeah, I've seriously
chaining it.
I've seriously considered just flying 8 Z95s with Dead Man Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And just running them at people.
I mean, you can put 8 Scum Z95s, 2 with thread tracers, and 6 with contraband cybernetics in a list. So, why not? And that's hyperspace legal.
Yeah, I mean, you legitimately still have points for some thread tracers as well, even with all those Dead Man Switch, which is just hilarious.
I think they're going to go up in cost. They have to go up in cost, especially with the any token requirement to fire them.
Yeah, I think there's just too many ships that are low generics that can take the missile slots to enable them, and like Z95s with thread tracers for 24 points.
Yeah.
Really
but they've
good.
limited them to 2.
Yeah. Which I think
makes
is
no difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think limiting them was a sensible choice, but yeah, it doesn't really make a difference.
Why are they putting the droid back?
I don't know.
They must have decided. They must have decided that it didn't blow up with Dead Man Switch. Or they have.
I don't know. It definitely did.
No, so. I've taken that.
Discord is a remote, not a ship. Yeah. What does Dead Man Switch say? Yeah, I guess so. Dead Man Switch does specify each other friendly ship at range 0 to 1.
I'll put it back then.
I don't think it's going to really have much effect in the game.
It's not.
But yes, Discord is a remote, not a ship. So yeah, 8 Z95s with Dead Man Switch is 192 points. So you can definitely have 2 of them with Thread Tracers.
It's horrible.
So yeah, you can definitely have 2 of them with Thread Tracers, which means you also have enough points to give 2 of them ion missiles.
Ugh. But then it's not hyperspace legal.
It's not. You could just
But
have
nobody
a
plays
4-point grid.
hyperspace anyways.
Yeah. But yes, you can have 8 Z95s or with Dead Man Switch, 2 with Thread Tracers and 2 with ion missiles at 200 points.
Cheap. But is it good? That's the question.
It's definitely going to just wreck some lists, and other times it will kill itself.
Yeah.
I think you'll kill yourself more times than you wreck other lists.
I think you'll lose the efficiency of the thread tracers because you'll end up with 8 locks on one ship, which dies, and then half of those locks just never get used.
Yeah.
I think there's a balance to be struck with thread tracers about how many locks you get out of them, and whether it's actually useful to put all those locks on the same target.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're clearly good.
It is a may though, isn't it? So you may acquire a lock.
Yes. But I mean, it's acquire, it's not an action, so you get it through stress. You get it if you don't have the action. It's just pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, it's definitely really good. Because you can, like the list that Ben's flying is, you can actually just put thread tracers on the lone Vulture droid.
Yeah.
So you've got enough points so you can stick thread tracers on him. And then you've got the Darkron Pro droids, which can definitely threaten and scare someone away. And then you've always got that option to just thread tracer a different target and swap your locks around and then hammer something else.
And then everybody's just calculating because you don't need to take target locks.
Yeah.
So there's always calculates. So everything's always double bodied. Yeah, it's just better, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's the thing with the thread tracers is that you can just, like, you don't always have to use them. That's the thing. And I think a lot of people are defining lists where, like, it hangs on, and then you shoot a thread tracer, and then everybody kills that ship. And I think putting them in a list where it's another tool is better than it being the keystone of a jank list, because ultimately you might have to spend your focus to not die, or you might whiff, because that's always sad.
Yeah, and like, I mean, we know how good this droid list is anyway, and just having that just other option available just feels pretty good.
Yeah, and you've got, the thing is with it, it's such a good list because you put the core component parts in, and then you've got just points to spend. Do you have an extra vulture and one less tub, and then some more missiles, or do you, how do you spend your points? You've got 7 ships basically, and there's so much variety, and it doesn't remove how efficient the list is. Like, the easiest thing to do with this, Pond and I were talking when we were playing before, is to take a good list and make it worse. Which I had a real habit of doing in first edition, like taking a meta list and changing 2 upgrades to make it my own. And it doesn't do anything. It's awful. And people flying the meta version of the list are doing really well, and you're going, "Oh, my list's better against the meta." It's like, yeah, it's worse against everything else. So, but this list, you can change whatever you want, can't you? And just
you've got so
stays good.
many parts you can take in and out and just play around with. Because at Curtin I had the 2 tubs, and then had the extra, the vulture, and then those 2 vultures with concussion missiles for the extra punch, which is really good. yeah, I started playing around with a third tub to just try and see for options and stuff, which is again just really good. So I think there's loads of options available.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're still playing that. I will be honest.
Yeah, I probably would have given up by now, but
I think he's trying to as many with his last Dead Man switch as he can.
I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's just trying to blow up everything with Dead Man Switch. Damaged engine. That's fine. You got an Alpha Astromech. So all of your like 1 and 2 hearts are white instead of blue.
Oh, can one of you spawn one of those cool charge tokens that you had?
The clone ones, yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you.
It's got like Yoda foreshadowed.
I've stolen that one from Nick.
Fair.
Up there.
What other nonsense have I got saved in my objects?
It starts
Spins me
spawning
off
random
so much.
stuff on the other map just to wind them up.
Yep.
Got so many things on here.
Yeah, I've got a guy gave me a box called Things to Give Away, and it's got about 8 boxes inside it. And inside those boxes, there are boxes. And it's like Lego charges and Lego people and Lego cards and, all sorts of really interesting stuff. And I'm like, but I spent an hour going through it and I was like, this is just too. Like the game when we were playing was lagging so much because he kept spawning like video GIF alt art cards and stuff and saying, look at this one, it's cool. I was like, stop spawning stuff. I'm trying to get my list to turn up. I want to play the game.
Video moving Kylo Ren card.
Yeah. Oh, I've got about 14 of them in this box. Yeah. Do you want to see the game slow down to an absolute crawl?
Here's all the alt
Or dice?
all dice. Nick's probably getting annoyed. Like, what the hell are they doing?
So this box, just save that box and look at it at some point in the future. Like, don't open it now. Don't open it now.
We'll literally crash the stream.
Oh, that one. Yep. I'll open it just as we're finishing.
I wouldn't genuinely. It takes about 5 minutes to spawn and render everything. That's like it's dreadful.
That's the point. When we're about to end, just then go and spawn. just to screw with Nick.
That seems mean.
Yeah. Nick.
I mean, that I'm just standing by that statement and not saying anything else.
The chat's spoken. They want to see what's in.
Are they shouting? What's in the box?
Yep. Yeah, Daryl's gonna want to see what's in the box.
I haven't been watching chat at all. I'm assuming that people have been being rude about us.
No.
Not too much.
Just Darren.
Yeah.
A few people were commenting on Pond's potential singing voice.
I mean, that lack thereof. I've been told I can sing so out of tune that I sound tune.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm not.
You agree to it. Suffer the consequences.
Are you so out of tune that you harmonise with yourself?
I mean, probably at this point. think Nick's just going for the slap and expose and see if he can't.
Oh, at least
Funny,
stabilize.
Stabilizer.
That's
I'm laughing
hilarious.
that I'm laughing that Liam's still taking the Mickey out of Pond in chat.
You're doing it all evening.
Well. Is it different if it isn't the consequences of your actions?
Although the joke of the evening is everyone's tagging Firestorm Squadron Firecast, which is Nick. So Nick's come back to 1 million notifications spray. Well, we have been told to ask you, Rich, when you were supposed to be hearing with sultry tones again.
Funds?
Bill's sultry tone. No?
You cut out on me there. Somebody's sultry tones you want to hear?
Pintar.
Pintar's sultry tones. He's so he's moved to London with work. So he's down there, so he's not playing X-Wing at the moment. He didn't get on with TTS and online play anyway. And then his work's taken him away, so he's dropped out of podcast because he's not playing the game. He was into Marvel for a bit before he moved, so he's just taken a bit of a break from it. But he plays a lot of different games, so he'll come back around to X-Wing when he moves back up to Manchester, whenever that happens. Because we always see him around Element Games. Daryl Drink. I've been reading chat now, so apparently I mentioned that we play Element Games a lot. So, oh well.
Yeah, they're trying to make a drinking game out of it.
Cool. Didn't tell me that.
So it seems good to me.
Yeah,
Any
it's
drinking game is worth it.
drinking game's only fun if the person that you're counting how many times they say a thing doesn't know that that you're supposed to drink every time they say it.
Yes.
Oh no, we're ruined. So yeah, no, Will hopefully will be back on at some point, but it's not going to be for a while because he's out of X-Wing and he's no longer living in the Northwest. So, but if you frequent the central London game stores, there's a chance that a 9'3" or however tall he is gentleman will start turning up and being everybody's best friend, which is just how Will's in the store.
Yeah, that's what he's always like.
If in doubt, if you hear the word lizard being shouted at top of somebody's voice, it's Will. Nick's got a. If he doesn't go straight, he blows up, and if he hits a rock, he blows up.
Yeah.
So he cannot go straight and hit that rock that those two droids are on.
Well, he does a 3 bank into the middle of everything.
Yeah. He's got 2 health left. No, he's got 1 health left.
He's got 1.
Yeah, so he's gone a 3 bank into the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So is Ben? Oh no, Ben's not. Ben's not flying away. He's giving up half points on everything.
Yeah, get a bunch of half points because it doesn't matter because he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'll be really funny is if Nick does something like a little one forward into a bump on white, and then gets half points on something, and then flies over the rock next turn.
Yeah.
To get the dead man switch and everything. Oh, he can't kill White, can he? White's got too much health left.
Why is he giving White a tractor token to do that? Should just do it on the tile.
He doesn't know you can do that.
Yeah, you can with the track tokens because, of course, the track token you can rotate.
So maybe he doesn't know that you can do it on the dialing.
Oh no, the dial should come up automatically. So when you reveal your dial, because you have struts equipped, it will give you the option whether you're on a rock or not.
Oh, he went straight.
He did do the 1 straight. Hilarity.
I think he was aiming to land, but
He's changed his mind. He's going for green.
Yep. In the box.
I think he was going for half points on green and half points on yellow with the dead man switch.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I think next time I head up north, I will definitely try and pop into some of the northern game stores as well, like
Yeah.
Beanie Games and Element and stuff. I've got family that live in Newcastle and family that live in Stockton.
I think that's where Beanie is.
Yeah, Beanie's in Stockton.
Yeah.
I just have a habit of saying Middlesbrough because most people down south don't have a clue where Stockton is and they've never heard of it.
They're basically the same place.
Yeah.
This is where we find out if anybody from Stockton and Middlesbrough is listening to the stream, because it's like Castle and Sunderland are basically the same place.
Yeah.
There you go. There goes the dead man switch.
Yeah.
Hello.
Ben.
Hello. Hello.
Stupid hard 2 instead of a hard 3.
It's all right. You love droids. It's fine.
No. Not as much as Pond loves them, though, so it's fine.
Also true.
This is also true, yes.
I mean, you've played against that list enough times. You should have known how to beat it by now, Nick.
No, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. I just dialed in the wrong maneuver, and I think with a hard 3, I'm able to boost down where I want to do, which is down here, and just to get
If
away.
you want to know what's in the box, by the way, to start off with, there's 13 boxes.
Yep.
And then inside the 13 boxes,
Oh yeah, no, I'm about to start doing it.
this is Legos.
Oh. What's going on here?
I don't know.
We were talking about this on stream. There's we were talking about people giving you stuff on TTS, and I was like, this guy that I played gave me this box that basically has 13 boxes, which all have boxes and cards in them, and it's like hundreds and hundreds of things. And we stream said, "What's in the box?" So Pond said he would show them.
Chris, the system open was not Pretty North.
Wasn't it in Milton Keynes?
Yes.
That's not. Yeah. No.
So Lego pilots, Lego shield charges.
I know he's from Cornwall and in the back end of nowhere, but
everything is north.
Everything's north to him.
Right. Well, we're going to leave it with these guys chucking a lot of stuff on the table, which is insane. But thank you everyone for watching. Sorry about the loss of the Firecast there to Sith Takers. So expect a song coming from Pond at some point soon.
It was great fun. Thank you for having us on.
Oh no, it was great.
It was really fun, mate.
Oh, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And if anyone else would like to come join us for some games at some point, please let us know. We always really enjoy having some other people on with us as well.
Yeah. Before you go, guys, we had the opportunity to give some shout outs from your podcast. Any shout outs for you guys?
This is what's going on. Yeah, just everybody at Element Games that we play with, everybody that listens to the podcast as well. I really appreciate it, and the feedback and the chat and the conversations. And massive, again, we always talk about them, but to the people who create content for TTS and the people who create the web resources that we use, so things like Launch Bay Next and Yazby and Tabletop TO. If you can spare a few quid, then those guys really appreciate it to help towards hosting costs, because our hobby and community would have probably died during lockdown if it wasn't for the brilliant internet services that we've got.
And when we are back up and running Eurogames, you normally play where?
in Beanie Games in Stockton. No,
Cool.
it's an Element Games in Stockport. Element Games in Stockport, which is elementgames.co.uk. We've got an affiliate scheme, so I know everybody listening to this has their own game store, so do support your friendly local. But if you do want to use Element Games for stuff that your friendly local doesn't sell, hit one of us up and we can give you a link, because we get like a few pence on every purchase that comes through our affiliate link, which helps us to run our streams and events and stuff like that as well. Helps us to buy the kit. So
I'm going to flip this table in a second.
I'll just give another shout out to David Wynn again. Congratulations on having a boy, mate.
Excellent.
he's not had it yet.
No, but he's going to. I'm being, why'd you have to ruin it, you stupid?
He's just had the scan.
Sweary birds. No, poor lad, you've ruined it for him now.
Honestly, he wants to enjoy the next 3 months of his life before his life.
No, when they're a baby, it's fine. You can just sit and play on the Xbox. Fine. Once they start moving, it's the problem.
So anyway,
It's all a true story.
so once again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here, for getting through the full 4.5 hours of stream. Well done to you. And we will catch you again in 2 weeks' time. I'm working on an next guest. Hopefully, touchwood, fingers crossed, we will have Diyun from the Fly Better podcast.
Let's see.
I need to remind him in a couple of weeks' time and kick him in the butt, and he should be on. Ryan Farmer is hoping to do it, but we're not sure because he's a bit slammed at work at the moment.
Hopefully, I will have internet by then.
Yes. So again, thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, tell your mates that it was fun to watch, and hopefully if you enjoyed it, that is. And we'll catch you again soon. Thank you very much for watching.
Catch
Bye,
you later, guys.
everyone.